Just
Hey
come up.
guys, what's going on, man? What's going on, everybody? What's going on YouTube? What's going on Facebook? Normally I do a 30-second intro so that I can get myself ready, but I'm just diving straight into it because we need to talk about the team sheet. We need to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. And I'm here with Nabil. Nabil, how you going on, mate? What's going on, bro?
I'm good. I've been away for a little while, but yeah, I'm here. Yeah, looking forward to today's game. But without party, oh mate, Xhaka's playing.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to today, and let me just get my phone because I haven't even got the link to the game yet. I haven't even turned my Sky Go on, so I better get that all sorted and ready. What's the most important thing for today is we are playing at home, and our home form has been horrendous. You know, the loss to Leicester, the loss to Villa, that is coming off the back of 29 games continuously scoring at home, and now we've had 2 blanks. So that hasn't sit well with us at all, and I think that's what we need to fix.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta's come out and said he's going to need a few windows, and yeah, I'm starting to realise that as well now.
Yeah, that's kind of been what we've been saying about Pep taking 4 years to win the Champions League, 5 years to win the Premiership. When you look at it in that content, he's had between 9, 10 transfer windows, and Arteta's had 1. So yeah, it's gonna. I think out of everybody on 101 forum, both me and you were the ones that were saying over a year ago it's a work in progress. It's gonna take a bit of time.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, and to be fair, the signs are looking good. That's why, I mean, in the group, I'm kind of like bipolar because I love the squad that we've got. I think when you look at David Luiz as a stopgap, he's awesome. You know, Gabby is an amazing signing. I think Tierney's an amazing signing. I think Bellerin, when he gets his game up, you know, he's good enough, really definitely good enough. Partey is an amazing signing. I think El Neni, if he continues to show that form, maybe Ceballos if he wants to drop in there as well and be deep line as well. Or we may need to start looking at a partner for Thomas Partey, you know, and Aubameyang. I mean, that's, for me, is a really good team. It goes a bit funny when you're looking at Pepe and when you're looking at Willian or you're looking at Lacazette. You know, obviously Ozil's not missing. That line for me is where it gets a bit dubious because for sure, Willian, Pepe, they've all got ability. Every name I mentioned, they've all got ability, but they are not doing it at this level right now.
Yeah,
for the positions that they play in. You know, people can give me stats on Pepe all you like. For the way he is, he's supposed to be terrorizing defenses, even if he's a little wayward with it. Willian is the same thing. So for me, with Arteta, that's the job for him. With
Connor Cody back, he might be playing in a back 4.
So I'm just picking up the stream now. Right, yeah, I've just got my stream going. Neil Miss, how are you getting on, bro?
I am good. I got my stream done. Oh well, it's there. I've got my was it Now TV app on my laptop, but I'm probably not going to be ahead.
No, that's right.
Just because
bro, I'm not ahead every week because I'm watching Sky Go. So I've forfeited my television stream weeks ago, and look, it's either I sit in my front room with all my sons there, my wife's there, the noise is going on in my bathroom because I got the guys fixing up a new bathroom for me, you know, so all of that. I'd rather be in my office with a delayed stream, enjoying it with you guys and everyone on live on YouTube, live on Facebook. And yeah, my stream's delayed. my stream's delayed, but at the same time, you know, it is what it is. We do have the serial stream offenders. Neomis is normally ahead. Mark, who can't join us today, he's normally ahead. Mark is saying, surprised that El Nene didn't make the lineup, but assume it's more about attacking players. Yeah, I get that. I agree, Mark, because I think I did mention against Villa, I said, why was we going with the defensive front of, you know, of what we did, including these two? 4 at the back, 2 defensive midfielders at home against Villa. That really just invited them onto us, and we should have been more attacking in our way. So I think today is really about being more attacking, but I still would take out Xhaka for El Nene any day of the week. El Nene just gives you so much more than Xhaka does.
Yeah.
Bertram's just disappeared. Tony, how are you getting on? Sorry, I haven't even finished with Neomis yet. Neomis, what's your prediction for today? I've gone for a 1-0 home win. What was your prediction for today?
I predicted a 2-1 on my channel. You know, it's about time Arsenal get a win. Anything. My prediction isn't even based on logic. I mean, really and truly, it's probably going to be a draw, but we've got to change things around. We got our next game is pretty tough, and I would like us to go into the North London derby with a win under our belts. So I'm going to stick to a win for that one. So we've got the players that we need to in order to do that. I do have to say, looking at the starting 11, I was shocked to see Willian start ahead of Reece Nelson. My guess is that I thought he would be injured along with Saka. So it's good to see Saka back, but I really thought that Reece Nelson was going to start on that right. But let's see how Willian does in this game.
Didn't you agree with my assessment that Arteta has to start Willian because he's got to justify the fact that he has brought him into the team? Here's what happens. Here's what happens if he benches him. If he benches him, he's admitting, not just him, because it's not just Arteta, it's Edu as well. So the both of them are consistent in this decision. If they if they drop him, they are then admitting to the fan base and Vinay and Josh Kroenke that they made the wrong decision. That is an acceptance of defeat for them. And they've also given up on the player as well, as you know, as a manager. I know if I've given up on one of my staff, then I'm basically telling them I failed them. And that is the reason why you're going to see Willian in the team every week, because Arteta is going to justify that decision of bringing him in the team.
That makes no sense.
I agree with you when you say that.
It makes every sense, Tony. It makes every sense.
I agree with you. I just don't like it. It's probably how I'll say it. I would prefer us to have starting 11s based on football matters rather than this political game and agenda going on whereby you're only playing Willian just because you want to prove yourself right, and they're just there, fingers crossed, hoping that Willian can kind of get a run of games going. But how long are we going to have to keep holding these guys back?
Your answer is look at Mesut Ozil. These guys are willing to cut their nose off to spite their face. So what we're seeing with Willian isn't a shocker. They've got their most creative player and the most expensive player in the team who isn't even on the roster. So that tells you all you need to know about their mindset. What was your prediction today, Neomis?
2-1. 2-1 to the Arsenal.
2-1. Nabil, I didn't get your prediction, by the way.
I don't know what it is. Is it a hopeful prediction? Is it what I think it will be?
Realistic, yeah, realistic.
Realistically, what do I expect? Wow, I need to look at the team. Wow. 1-1 or 2-2. I want 2-1. I want 2-1, but I'm like with
I want 6-0, but it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, realistically, I'd like 2-1, but I think without Partey, you know, these guys, I don't know. There seems like looking at the lineup, it just that looks so out of sync. Like it just doesn't look balanced or anything. I'm not sure how much training they've done together. I think it would be good to get away with a 1-1 or a 2-2 draw.
Tony, first of all, Tony, how are you doing, mate? How's your weekend going?
Well, bruv. I'm doing well. I don't know if you've heard the news about Papa Bouba Diop.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Bouba Diop died today.
Oh,
42.
Lord. What?
Yeah.
I'm just going to do this on his website. Oh my God, that is shocking.
He had a long running battle with illness.
Yeah, as you two know, I've been watching F1 for 4 hours of my day today.
What a madness! What a madness!
I know, Grosjean. I don't know how he escaped death like that.
He walk away from that car?
Boy, I don't know whether the rest of you guys have seen the F1 today, but I've seen something I've never seen before in my life.
What happened?
And Grosjean's car, he had an accident, but the car split in two on impact of the barrier. It broke into two pieces, and he was in the fire for 25 seconds.
Whoa.
And managed to get himself out, only because the Halo barge had stopped the chicane from caving in onto the car. It was the most extraordinary thing you've ever seen. Within 12 seconds, the Mercedes start car, which follows them on the first lap, luckily pulled in behind them after 12 seconds. It's crazy. The whole thing is just amazing. Well done to the stewards there, except for the one who ran across the track and nearly got himself ran over. But that was that. I mean, we would have been mourning the death of Roman Grosjean had they not changed halos, 4 years ago. Wow. Absolutely shocking, but really sad news to hear.
Off, yeah. His head
easily
been off.
Easily. Tony, what was your prediction for today?
Like most of the other guys, I have to really base any prediction based on what team he's selected. And looking at what team has been selected, I really don't know. I can't see a progression with what I'm seeing in front of me and go, okay, based on what that team has produced in its previous realm, it's going to be very offensively good. From what I've seen, it's not going to be very offensively good. So if we score a goal, bonus. Can we keep a clean sheet with what I've seen? Well, potentially, yeah. It could be one of them 0-0s. We just hope we can score a goal. We're due goals. I've been ever the optimist and thinking there's got to be a time, there's going to be a game when it's all going to break open. What we're doing in the Europa League just is so far removed from what we're doing in the Premier League. And it beggars belief that the manager cannot see that the people he's putting his trust in the Europa League are delivering week in, week out with goals aplenty. Why would you not play them in a Premier League game?
I think that the decision of playing Willock today is what, we were here on Thursday and we talked about you cannot drop a youth player just after one game, even though he hasn't set it alight. These guys have had 8-9 games in the first team to prove their worth, and they haven't done it. So if we bring a guy like Willikin, don't drop him after the first game. Choose him again. You understand what he can bring to the team. You've seen him in training every day. You know his skill set. Don't drop him. And today, what's happened? He's chosen Joe Willock. Well done, Arteta. That shows that you're willing to do this. However, the Willian issue, what my take on that.
This is where I kind of interjected when you were saying you can't drop a player who you've invested in the summer because it sends a message that, I put my trust in this player and I'm unable to drop him. That makes no sense, Apollo, because it'd be like saying, well, we entrusted our entire finances of the club in Lazy. And now where are we with that? So I don't get that argument where you're saying you can't drop a player who you've invested all that money in.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you don't understand it.
You and I were talking about William, and you were saying, but it's a free deal, and blah, blah. I'm saying, no, it was not a free deal. In fact, it's a very expensive deal. When you look at the finances of that deal, we could have got Lewis, we could have got, Sahar, or we could have got Awar if we'd have structured the thing rightly. So
the William deal?
Yeah, it would have.
Very expensive.
Yeah, the Awar deal or Zaha wouldn't. You're talking about 2 to 3 times more than Willian.
You could have structured it in a way that would have made it no different to the Willian deal.
I'm not sure how you can, Tony, because you still got to pay the huge fee up front, and then you've still got to offer them a free 4-year contract. You're looking at 3 times the amount of money. If I'm honest,
it's not that much. I'm not saying it's a small amount, but I'm saying there's a way to do the deal.
I mean, it's easy in hindsight. We were all excited when Willian came into the team because he is such a productive player. His stats, his records, his creativity shows that. Unfortunately, hindsight has the advantage on us, and we are where we are right now. Bertrand, before the game kicks off, let me get Tony. Sorry, what was your prediction? Did you say 1-1?
I'm gonna go with 1-0.
Yeah, I've gone with 1-0 Arsenal as well. I've gone with Aubameyang to score. Bertram, good to see. Look, all of us are wearing home tops. Tony, Get yourself sorted out, man. Get yourself sorted out. Bertram,
we need all the good luck. That's why.
Say it again.
We need all the good luck, man. Everyone's in the home top.
I actually have on a Fabregas jersey because the reason is because I'm looking for creativity today, and he was as creative as they get for us. So I think that would bring us some good luck charm. Look, I hope we play well today. I think Arteta is trying to get more offense on the field. That's why he's playing Willock. Because frankly, we don't have a lot of goal scorers who are in form. That's why Lacazette and Nketiah are on the bench because they're not scoring or playing well overall. The only difference I would make in today's team is...
Hold on. Nketiah is not playing.
Well, no. Let me just say this. I'm not going to talk about playing pub teams as the criteria to judge adequacy of performance. That's not the criteria you use.
No, but he's not playing it.
No, I understand. I understand.
Yeah, he hasn't started a single game in the Premiership this season.
When I watch Nketiah against pub teams, and he's not playing well against pub teams. So why would you play him against grown-ups?
But it's contradictory because he's scoring in those games.
No. I said before, I'm not gonna play a player who can't play well against pub teams. There's no way.
Okay.
He's on the bench. He's where he belongs.
Can I just jump in here? That's what Bertram. That's what I've been saying on Facebook all week, and I've been just getting slammed for it. But it's the truth. It's like these guys, I just don't get excited about seeing guys perform in the Europa League with these Farmer League teams, and you're getting all excited. No, show me yourself. Show up here. I mean, don't get me wrong. In the right context, when you just feel, don't get me wrong. When you feel like your second string or your kids or whatever in the Europe, I watch that and I get excited. But Pepe for me isn't that type of player. He's a first team player.
Oh yes, I totally agree.
When it comes to the first team players, I want to see them turn up here. This is where I want to see them do stuff.
I tell you, before I go back to Bertram, where it falls down for me is, and for me, there's no divide in Europe or Premier League. When you're chosen in the first 11, regardless of what game you're in, you have to perform. And remember, a lot of the other teams in Europe don't swap their players. They play the same. If you look at Tottenham, they very rarely do they rotate their players. Maybe two players or so, but very rarely do they rotate their players.
What the hell is Bert Leno wearing?
But when you look at the likes of, let me use two players, Xhaka and Lacazette. Those are players that weren't getting done in the first team. We played them in the Europa against pub team, and guess what? They weren't doing it there either, so it made no difference to the opposition. They didn't play well. So when you look at people like Reece Nelson and Willock and what they've done in on a Thursday night in Europe, put them in the first team because they've shown you that they deserve to be there. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but it's subjective as well. Bertram, let me come back to you. We're kicking off. What the hell is Bert Leno?
No, we have kicked off. You guys are probably, some of you may be behind. We've kicked off.
They've given him the regular away kit as a goalkeeper.
Why have they done that?
A clash of colours with all the other kits, but that makes no sense.
Jesus, why have they done that?
They forgot to wash the goalkeeper kits. That's what happened.
The goalkeeper and the referee would have been wearing the same had he chosen black. And there's something about the yellow being too close to the Wolves kit.
Oh my God! I mean, it's ridiculous. You're at home, yeah. It's not like you're away and you can't run into the changing room.
Can't wear another color.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, let's go to our panel, guys. Mark is around. Mark is saying he's going for 1-1. So do you think we've made a mistake by signing Willian? No, I didn't, because I didn't think we made a mistake. Some of the panel members, like Tony, did think we made the mistake because you could have used that money to go and get somebody else. But I think he wanted proven Premiership creativity, and Willian is that. There's a lot of pressure on Willian's shoulders, guys. Let's not try and twist this one. And I think Willian will come good. Yeah, he hasn't been the player we expected. That much is for sure. But I reckon he'll come good. But I don't think it was a mistake. Only time will tell. G is saying our midfield looks dead without Partey. Other than Saka, there's barely any creativity on our side again. What would you want about Ozil? But leaving him out of the squad is looking like an even worse decision with every passing week.
Let's not talk about him. Let's not talk about him.
Nay says, what's going on, Nay? Nay saying 2-1 to Arsenal. Kuke saying, why was Lewis taken off against Mould? We would hate to lose another sub because he's not fully fit. Yeah, I thought he wasn't fully fit as well. Rafe, good to see you again, Rafe. Rafe saying, Wagwan, what, my brother, what? He's saying Leno thinks he's an outfield player. Well, let's not hope he doesn't do his antics today by running out of the box and doing some foolishness. Guys, I'm at 3 minutes in the game gone. Where are you?
3:28.
I'm at 3:38.
So we're looking good so far today. We're looking more attacking. So let's hope it continues. I'm at 4:01.
Excellent. Let's put this thing through. Why is my screen freezing? My screen's doing some foolishness. All right, let's try and move this over here. The screen's doing some foolishness, guys. Let's move this over here and hope that I can get better luck. Right, it looks like I can get better luck. So let's go over that team sheet again because I haven't even done that yet due to my PC freezing up on me. So
looks like somebody's knocked out. Is the Wolves player or David Luiz is hurt?
Yeah, one of them is that. And
wasn't the Wolves player's out, but David Luiz is also down.
Wasn't we just talking about David Luiz?
And it's head-to-head contact too.
Oh yeah.
Shit. So, guys, we've got Leno in goal, Bellerin, Gabriel, Luis Tierney as the back four. We got Xhaka, Ceballos, Willock in the midfield, and up front is Saka, Aubameyang, and Willian.
Yeah, the Wolves player is out. You can see that he's knocked out.
I like the front three.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I think they're probably both out, actually.
Yeah, you could see the Wolves player is cold, eyes closed. He's gone to sleep.
That could be very scary. Damn. They're not moving.
That is terrible.
All right.
They're both going to be substituted. They're not moving.
Wow, that's not good. That is not good.
On the bench
David Luiz is moving now. David Luiz is moving, but the Wolves player is not moving.
Is David Luiz on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's moving.
But we ain't got no backup.
Yeah, Rob Holding.
No, Holding's on the bench.
Unless you don't consider Holding a backup.
I was waiting for someone to say that.
I couldn't resist.
Kind of what I'm thinking. Barkley and Grealish, they tormented him, man. He was like, I don't know if he's going
to... He can't pass. So, and that's one thing David Luiz does well. He gets the ball deep for us and put pressure on the defense. Holding is a poor passer. David Luiz is bleeding profusely.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Today's been a nightmare.
But David had hair, though. So I'm not sure how he got... With all that hair in his head, it should cushion the blow.
We've had Diop's death today, guys. We've had Grosjean missing... near death experience and
yo, I just saw that crash, you know. I just watched it while you was talking about it.
No, the Wolves player still hasn't moved, you know.
I ain't never seen him
he's moving his hand
in my life, bro.
No, he hasn't.
I've been watching F1 for 40 years and I've never seen anything like that.
How did you get out of that car? How did you walk out of that? Wow. And he must have been
how he
terrified.
walked out? It's not his time.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
No, but those suits must be super fireproof. You feel me?
Yeah.
They must
25
be super...
seconds in that.
Come on, bro! In that fire,
all that petrol around you. What? Jeez.
That's the fireproof suit is amazing.
Him to walk away with flames all over him.
Yeah.
Was he in there for 25 minutes?
25 seconds.
Oh, 25 seconds.
Yeah.
But even that is long.
The fire takes place. You know, it's an instant inferno. You kind of think, shit.
Bro, he could have, the car split in half. He could have lost a leg easily.
Yeah, they reckon he's got a few broken ribs, but I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen an F1 car just cracked in half.
And you know, the funny thing is, it was one of two cars that were set on fire in the race.
Yeah.
Because later in the race, another car caught fire.
Yeah, it was Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez was three laps from the end. Actually, it was 2.5 laps from the ending, And in a Mercedes engine, which are bulletproof, by the way. I don't understand what's going on. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that getting unchanged?
What time are you guys on? What time are you guys on?
8:21.
I'm on 8 minutes.
8 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm on 8:30 seconds. 8:32.
Yeah, I tried to catch up with you, but every time I touch this button on Sky Go, it goes backwards. So I'm good with my time. I'm not going to mess it up even further.
Wow.
I hope I sent Vincey a message today. I didn't. Please tell me I sent Vincey a message.
Sure, I saw him talking in the group chat not too long ago. Or it might have been Mark.
Yeah, I got to remember because I still. It's difficult because when I send out the invites, it's still to separate sheets at the moment. Yeah, Wolves are making a sub. Wolves are making a substitution. So guys, David Luiz is on his knees. He's getting assessed by the medical staff. He looks to have escaped a major injury because he's standing up, talking to the medical staff. They're trying to see if there's a slight danger of concussion. If that's the case, he will be forced off because of the rules in the Premier League. Will not allow.
And he should be replaced.
Yes.
He should be replaced. There shouldn't be a discussion. He's sitting there getting treatment.
Yeah.
Was dazed. He should not play.
The guy for the Wolves guys, it was Jimenez that was down, and Santo looks concerned on the sidelines. It looks like Fabio Silva looks like he's ready to come on. If that's the case, Wolves' biggest goal threat in Jimenez looks like he might not play any more part in the game, which is great news for us. However, we're talking about an injured player here, so we have to be careful.
Jeez.
Today, man, oh Lord.
That's in a really awkward position, right on the.
Jesus Christ, guys! Jimenez is in a neck brace.
Oh
my God!
Oh wow!
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
That's
gonna have an effect on the players' mentality.
Yeah, Bertrand was right. Both players need to come off, regardless.
Yeah, players need to keep warm as well. You get some.
I mean, there's what they got to consider for Luiz is concussion protocol, because if I'm not mistaken, he was out cold for a period of time, so you have to go through the concussion protocol. Can he? I guess they made that decision very quickly, because if he hadn't, they wouldn't even be talking about patching him up for the next however long. They'd literally just say done. But we'll wait and see. He might walk and then fall over. So.
Exactly.
They may ask him how many fingers this is, and he may speak in Portuguese. He may not get it. Who knows?
Yeah, you know what? I am not going to be happy if David Luiz continues in this game. This is ridiculous.
No, he should be taken off. He looks groggy.
But this is the thing. I mean, I think the manager would want him to stay on because
I don't care
what the manager wants. Look, in the NFL, it's pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
There are certain things that you do. You go through the steps. If you can't satisfy all the steps, you get pulled out of the game. I don't care who you are, what position you play, what your importance is, even for the quarterbacks, who are the most important player on the field.
What do you guys think in the chat? Purple says 2-1 to Arsenal. Victor's representing as usual. Big shout out to you, my brother. 18 saying we need Luiz. Yeah, I know, bro, but it is what it is, man. We have to look at if the player, as Tony said, look, I've seen this in boxing. I've seen this in American football. If you don't deal with this as a protocol, the player can have serious injuries to himself. If he goes onto the pitch, continues playing, and then gets hurt because he's not in the right mind frame to play the game, he's putting himself and other people in danger. Cool K saying neither should continue the game in my non-professional doctor opinion. He's also said Jimenez is looking like Nate Robinson after my boy Jake finished him.
Wow.
You're some bullshit,
just
my
talking
brother.
about boxing as an aside. Me and my
Please
guys in my boxing chat last night, I think combined we won about $6,500 off of the Boys versus Joe Joyce fight. We all picked the last 3 rounds of the fight.
Well, I'm happy when you said let's talk about boxing that you talked about that and not the Tyson Jones, because that was awful. And I said I hope they never do that again. Somebody asked me about it today, and I said, look, it's all we know. I think it was George I was talking to, and I sent him a memo of what Mike Tyson's lawyer had sent him in January. He's $16 million in debt. And he needed to do this fight, and it wasn't for boxing reasons. Both actually.
I don't get how he's 16 million in debt. He's making like 500 grand a month off of his cannabis farm.
Yeah, I mean, but that's his business. Remember, he has 7 pending court cases from unpaid fees and agents, unpaid taxes, and all these different things which are pending. So it's nice he's got his business, but I mean, he's not going to break his business to pay off his, that is, you're talking about him going bankrupt really. So he needed to do this fight, and it was awful. Yeah, he was washed up 14 years ago before he retired.
As I said to everybody, you just got to go back then 14 years and see a Kevin McBride knocking out of what was then good prime supposed to be Tyson, and you say, well, if Tyson couldn't deal with Kevin McBride, what makes you think 15 years later that he's going to be anything better? You'd be crazy to think that.
Okay, guys. David Luiz is up and he's walking. He's talking to doctors. Jimenez is in real bad shape. Yeah, guys, let's pray for this guy Jimenez. To everyone, all the Wolves fans out there who are watching as well. This is not good. It's not good. Jimenez has been placed and raised on a stretcher. They look like the doctor had come up to Luiz and told him about Jimenez. Luiz walked over to Jimenez's stretcher. It does not look good for Jimenez at the moment, guys. It doesn't look good. Whatever's happened, let's pray for him and hope he has a speedy recovery. That is not what I wanted to see after what I've watched in F1 today. The game continues. The game continues. We're 15 minutes in now. It looks like that was a 13-minute. Was that 13 minutes, guys, or 12 minutes injury?
12.
12 minutes. My God. Oh, dear. That was ridiculous.
Let's just hope it's not our mentality that's affected by this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be hard for the game to create that kind of energy now. Every time this happens, I get that feeling of Eduardo's leg break. You guys might remember we were top of the league. We were favourites to actually win the league in that year. And Eduardo breaking his leg, the reaction from William Gallas in that game, we were beating Birmingham 2-0. It ended up 2-2. Gallas stayed on the halfway line and sat down and did not get up. Bertram can remember exactly what I'm talking about. And the team, we had a lot of young shoulders in that squad, and they capitulated mentally because the team never recovered from that. I don't know what's going to happen with Wolves after this, but that looked pretty bad for Jimenez. So we're back underway, guys. If anybody has any information on Twitter, then just please send it up as soon as possible. And really would like to know what's going on there. And unbelievably, David Luiz is continuing to play on the pitch. I mean, Jesus Christ.
You just see him head that ball. I squeezed up when he headed the ball. I was like, wow, that's got to hurt. Like, you just bashed your head a minute ago, and now you're heading the ball.
What on earth are they doing? I don't know what that's all about. Guys, there's no way that David Luiz is 100% mentally in this game right now.
Let's hope he can be, because we need him to be 100%. This is not.
They've got to be looking to take him off soon. I mean, just out of sheer caring for a player, like
Bro, you know, the team doctors and the medical, he was assessing him for over 10 minutes.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. You've got to give.
So, out of this, Arsenal enjoying a period of possession, but it's really messy in the midfield. There's not one team really.
What the?
Yeah, it's really scatty. It's a real scatty game at the moment. Guys, I'm at 18 minutes at the moment. Where are you?
18:25.
I'm at 18 minutes as well.
What? What's going on? Your miss is behind us.
He's on their stream. He's on Now TV.
Yeah.
Bertrand, where you at, bro?
19.
Bertrand's got the conch.
Bertram's got that direct TV, man, that ESPN stream.
Yeah, I'm on 19.2. 19.3.
And Nabil doing that Pirate Bay stream.
Yeah.
But I've tried various streams to try and keep up with these guys, but nah, ain't happening. David Luiz with a 50-yard pass to Aubameyang, but Aubameyang was offside.
Nice one.
You're way behind us.
I just want to see Aubameyang working his socks off today, man. A win, guys, would put us in 7th place today. 7th place.
Come on, boys.
How much goals has he got in the Premiership? Let me just have a look.
Old.
He's playing in a team who's at the start of this season was to be much more solid, and they have achieved that.
Oh man!
Conceding just 10 goals. It's only Spurs that conceded fewer, but they haven't quite got the balance between defence and.
That's a good pass there by Willian on the right hand side to Bellerin. Good link up play between those guys. Ceballos helping out there on the right as well. Come on, Bellerin. Bellerin can't dribble to save his life.
I think you're being a little bit harsh on the lad there. He's had some good dribbles in the last few weeks.
Yeah, he has, I agree, but they've been scatty at best. I mean, you got to call a duck, innit? If it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, it's a duck. You know, I'm Walcott's biggest fan, but he had the first touch of the kiss of death as far as the first touch goes, man. I call it out, man. Yeah, it's hard to see Pepe not playing in today's game. A person who leads the team in having a hand in goals. He's had a hand in 6 goals this season, the most of any Arsenal player, and it's a real shame. After reading your comment, I'm not sure I want to put the game on. Who said that? This would be Facebook. Mike Johns. Big shout out to you, Mike. Hope you subscribe to the channel, my friend. Sentiment in the house. Bellerin swagger jacket fashionable. Get in the bin. Yeah, listen. Look, how many assists has Bellerin had this season? 4. So he's quietly keeping his place over Cedric Soares. I just think you get more out of Cedric Soares.
Really?
Yeah, I do. And I've been saying that to you for a while. And now I'm seeing him play. Now I'm seeing him play regularly. I like him even more. El Padre.
Soares is playing where he should play against club team.
Yeah. El Padre says Arsenal has got this today. El Padre, give me your prediction for today's game, my friend. What's your prediction for today's game? Is that Traore? Traore looks like he just wants to beat the shit out of somebody.
I'll be honest with you, Wolves look like they're not at the races either at the moment.
Agreed.
They don't appear to have any kind of pattern of play or you know, they're not working as hard as we're accustomed to seeing them work.
Yeah, it's a very I just saw David Luiz try to play a slip ball to Willian a couple of minutes ago,
wrong.
And he got it all wrong. Arteta, why haven't you made a substitute, bro? Oh dear.
No, I mean, look, Luiz hasn't made an error so far. He looks like he's moving around comfortably, so give him his chance.
Mm.
You know, we don't have the intel that the medical staff have got. He's obviously told them that he feels okay.
Whoa! Bellerin got back to head that one clear, man. Otherwise, that would have been a clean chance. Good defensive play there from Bellerin. G is saying, can't believe I used to rate Ceballos. G, me too, brother. Yeah. me too. I think it was one of them. I don't know who it was. It may have been Bertrand, may have been Tony. One of them talked about Ceballos really not being at the races, and he's just disappointed me a lot this season. Really disappointed me. Sentiment saying, big up Apollo and the gang. Yeah, big up to you, my friend. Big up to you. Give me your predictions for today's game, my brother. Big shout out to 25 people watching on Facebook, YouTube. Big shout out to you guys, man. Really, really hope we got our 3 points today.
Just while we got a bit of a quiet lull, anyone want to tell us what they fancy for the January transfer window?
Well,
where do we get started?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say we went over and above in the summer, and therefore I don't expect any business to be done unless there's players going out. So I don't think we're going to bring anybody in.
Okay.
I think we might have an opportunity to get some loan signings.
I think our might come in because if you remember, even down to the last deadline day, we tried to get him, and I believe it was something like agencies fees that stopped it from happening. So if there's and he's actually not playing for his team now, and I don't think Real Madrid.
Say that again, Nabil. So he's not playing for a team. Is he not playing at Lyon?
No, he kind of got dropped.
Okay.
He had a fall in that one. He got
dropped. He had a bust up with the coach, and Jean-Michel Allars also. When there was talk of Arsenal coming in for him in January, Jean-Michel Allars, the president, said he ain't going nowhere until next summer, and that's at the right price. So he just got disjointed with the whole lot. It happens, isn't it? When you don't get your dream move. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a chance. It's a very slim one. It's really hope, but I think it's super necessary as well. So I think we're going to try. I don't know how it's going to work out. 50-50. I think it might work if they can get that agency fee down. If that's what it is, that's power, isn't it? And there was talk about centre back coming in as well because he doesn't fancy Saliba. But I don't know. That's a harder one to find. I don't think so.
Yeah, because in the NFL, it works to your advantage if you can become a disruption to the team, and they won't even think twice. They'll trade you. Bertrand,
One love Wolves.
That's like,
no,
Bertrand, stop it. No.
As usual, Traore run past Tierney. That's why Maitland-Niles got to play against Traore. Because Tierney cannot mark Traore. We know this. This is not rocket science.
I said this in the chat why Maitland-Niles was in the squad.
He run past him, cross it, they hit it on the bar, and then put it home.
Oh my God.
I mean, in all honesty, there's not a lot of left backs that can mark Traore when he's at full pelt.
Maitland-Niles and Mark Traore, it's Mark Mahrez, it's Mark Sterling. In this game, you play him against those players. That's what you have him for. Tierney can't mark anybody that's good.
I'm looking at it now.
Can't mark anyone that's good.
Bodied.
Yeah, he does to it. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think also
I don't even know who's this guy that scored.
We weren't even close to stopping that goal from scoring. I mean, we weren't in the play. That kid get up so high, he wasn't even close.
Ceballos kind of gets caught on his back heels with the rebound as well.
I told you it's going to be very hard to get a goal back as well. We're just not looking like scoring. We're just not looking like.
Tierney can't mark his grandmother. I hate to say this, but
Ouch.
If any skillful player play against him, they run past. No, it's a fact. Keep telling you guys this. Every time he plays a very good player,
against Traore, I agree with you because we've seen it time and time again. But
so it looks like Gabriel.
It
looks like Gabriel tries to clear it, and then it comes off a Wolves player. Oh no! Let's have another look at that.
Nah, the Wolves guy heads the ball. It hits the crossbar, comes back, and then Neto just shoots and scores.
Oh my God! That's his third goal this season. And that's without their top striker.
Come on,
Sentiment says,
No, but Bertrand, don't.
No, we had a brilliant play. Willock with the ball, played beautiful to Tierney. He crossed it. I'm not sure what Abba was doing. Oh, the defender touched it off Abba, and it's gone back for a corner. Wow, that was close.
Yeah.
Good build-up. Brilliant ball by Willock.
If Barber sticks out a leg, he might get that, mightn't he?
Yeah.
Nah, the keeper, he touched it. He couldn't get it.
He just touched it right in front.
It touched away from him, so the flight of the ball got changed.
Pele says Arsenal is finished. Yeah, I think we kind of knew that when Wenger left, my friend.
Wow, that's
big. We kind of knew that.
Boom! Boom!
No.
We're back in.
Is that a goal? No, Bertrand, stop. Come walk.
There's only one shot from Bob. Why are you asking that question, Miss? Boom!
Bertram, we have 30 people watching, streaming.
They should get
everyone.
This is a Jamaican gunshot thing. They should get that. I shouldn't have to elaborate.
I'm behind. I'm
what that means.
18.
That's one sound that you make when it comes to that.
So talk us through it, Bertram.
William to Bellering. Bellering back to William. William into the box. Gabriel go up like a gazelle and put in the back of the net. Keeper has
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yes.
For his second goal this season.
Yeah. The Stallions are working still.
Jesus, what a header.
Yes, indeed. What
a header.
And he was being held too. His shirt was being held. Didn't matter. It's too strong for the defender.
That's a beauty.
Yes, that's a beauty. And we should not have a query about that question about when we score goal. There's only one sound that's made when we put the ball in the net.
Who got the assist? Was it William?
Yeah, William got the assist.
Okay, guys, that's why William's in there.
William got an assist.
Yeah, that's why William's in there. So
goal.
that's William's third assist of the season.
I bet we can go on and win this.
If that's Gabriel's second goal, that means that he is our second highest goal scorer behind Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Eddie Nketiah.
In the Premier League,
yeah. No, don't forget the Premier League. It's all competitions, my friend.
Through all competitions.
No, in the Premier League.
In the Premier League.
Forget Pepe has more goals. Pepe has 3 goals, right?
Yeah, forget the damn
3 goals.
We're talking about the team. We've got Pepe on 4, Aubameyang 4, Lacazette 3, Nketiah 3, Willock 2 goals, and then Saka, Balogun, Nelson, and Luiz and Gabriel have got 1 goal each. So yeah, he's now tied Willock. Wow. Okay, for a defender. Bring it on.
That's good.
Yeah, bring it on.
What was he trying to do?
Hey guys, Wolves are one of the top teams in the league at defending set pieces. So what a great goal from Arsenal. What a great goal. I'm happy for Willian. He's been getting trashed by the fan base. Everyone's been sticking the boot in on Willian. We're trying to justify him playing. And he set up a beautiful ball into the box. Great cross there from Willian.
Well, he did choose us over Barcelona, he said, so.
Only William, Oswald, and Ericsson and those types can throw the ball over. It's a real skill.
I'd love William to score today. 1 goal, 1 assist. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'd love to get another assist, to be honest. He's Lacazette on the bench.
Yeah.
Come on, Arsenal. I think we can win this.
Also, we need
There you go.
We need to call out Joe Willock as well. Joe Willock is having a really, really good game today. really getting involved. And that's what we want to see. We want to see him getting involved.
He's causing problems. Traore is causing problems. They might want to bring on Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Yeah, that came from Aubameyang making bad passes as he normally does. That's what so annoys me. You're
so guys,
all get turned over because he makes a bad pass, and now you're running back trying to defend.
So guys, on the bench is Runinson, Rob Holding, Cedric Soares, El Nene, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, and Lacazette.
Now,
Niles isn't even on the bench.
He's bleeding out again.
David Luiz.
I can't see how the game is carrying on if he's got blood.
Nabil, you're a little bit late. It's okay. It's safe, Nabil. Don't worry about it. We got to do a better job of marking, though. You got to push the forward out.
Yeah.
You got to nudge them out of their position. You can't just allow them to jump freely.
CJ saying that wouldn't make up for the fact that Willian had been horrendous for us this season. It wouldn't, but it would go a way of stepping forward to bringing us some kind of consistency. We brought him in here for his creativity. He now has 3 assists, and he's second on the team in chances created. So while he's stunk up the joint for the last 8 games, only 25% of the season has gone. So, you know, let's see this form come to fruition.
Whoa, easy, no risky.
That's a decent save by Leno. Easy one to make, really. No power on the header at all.
Take the risks. Just take it nice and
Get
easy.
there.
I would play the ball.
Willock.
Hold on to it. Nice.
Go on, run. Inside.
Gabriel to Xhaka.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we can win this if we just keep our heads, keep hold of the ball. We're looking for it.
This is the best we have looked attacking wise in a long time.
It needed a reset, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because that front three just wasn't working before.
We're playing a couple of kids. We're playing a couple of kids in the team between Willock and Saka.
Exactly.
And I think they're encouraged. And William wants to produce, right? William's a good player. We all know this. He just hasn't been playing well. He's been really poor.
And the thing is, Aubameyang on the left is a pointless position. You lose a
I agree.
Say that again?
Aubameyang on the left is pointless.
Yeah, because you're giving up all that creativity on the flanks for someone who can't pass.
It don't work in this league. I think he's done it before, and it kind of like works. If you're going to play him in a well, to be fair, I just don't see how it will work. Honestly. He's got to play through the middle. I don't know who's on the left now. Saka. Yeah, Saka's the best option. He's the only option for the left.
Yeah.
He's the only
He had 14 assists from there last season.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me. It's just a no-brainer. And that's the thing, when you talk about January, I think this Saborski, how do you pronounce it? Sabors, whatever his name is.
Saborski.
The Polish kid,
Yeah,
the Polish kid.
He's a real...
Sabozlai or something like that.
Yeah, he's a real target because he answers that left-sided problem. He gives Saka a run for his money, and he can cause...
But you know what else happens is Martinelli comes back in a week, so...
I don't like Martinelli on the left. I like him down the middle.
No, last year
I like him down the left. Yeah, and I like him down the field.
I just like him on the field. I don't care where he plays.
Yeah.
Nice ball. Nice ball. Come on, lad.
Go.
Nay is saying she still likes Willian. Yeah, listen, he's turned up today, honey. He's turning up today and 3 assists now for the season. Purple saying Luiz is still bleeding. He should go off. It should.
That's
I
what
don't know what's going on there, man.
I don't understand that. You know, you're in COVID era, and
it's not like the old days, is it?
On the pitch.
It's not like the old
days.
Sense. Come on, William. Nice ball in.
I've been saying it for a while, guys. You play the kids, and they produce.
Brock him, William. Brock him.
You play the.
What was Xhaka doing a while ago? He's just such a lame.
Yeah, so I tell you what, me personally, you know, when you talk about look on the bright side, I'm so happy with Partey and Gabriel. 2 really good signings. Really good side. I can't wait to see the team take shape. These guys, I don't know who's next, but those two, really good side.
That's a great ball. Woo!
A bit of a game we got here, right?
Jeez.
Yeah, we've got a game here, guys. We've got a
That
game.
ball just flashed across the front of our area. Wow.
So, guys, we have a game right now. We need a good luck charm. We need a good luck charm. All of us are wearing our red home shirts for good luck. Ebony,
What?
Need red.
you need to get your red on, girl.
There we go.
I got to be honest with you. Just now, when that ball crossed the area, Gabriel missed it by a country mile.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Come on, lads. Stand him up. Stand him up. Go on, boy. Whoa. I tell you what, Traore's giving us problems, you know.
Traore is quicker than lightning. Traore is ridiculously quick.
He's giving us problems.
From a flat-footed stance,
we need Traore.
Yeah, Traore. He's giving us problems.
So, Ebony, you've just joined us. You want to give us your thoughts? Have you been watching the game so far today?
I've been watching the last 20 minutes. Their goal, we fell asleep at the back. We almost fell asleep at the back again for their chance we've just seen. Gabriel with his chance, great header.
Did you see what they just did? They put in Gabriel on Traore. Did you just mention that, Bertram? Because
they have to, because Tierney cannot mark him. He's proven that the last time we played Wolves, he destroyed Tierney, and we put on Nathan Miles in the second half, and that's what shut him down. Tierney cannot play him. He's too physical for him. He bullies him, and then he just runs by him.
Yeah, and as you know, Gabriel is very difficult to beat one-on-one duels. Very difficult to beat.
Come on, that should have been a better pass.
Gabriel is just a baller, man.
It should have been a much better pass. I agree, Tony.
Because if he gets that pass right,
yeah, time too.
Straight in on goal.
Yep. I see we are pressing more this game, though.
Yeah, we are. It's a lot more hunger here.
Down. You know, all very well getting an assist, but when you get the opportunity to play a striker in, you've got to make that ball, deliver it to where it needs to be.
What have I been telling you lot about Aubameyang? He's not getting involved in the game. I've been saying this for the last three games.
If Willian had played the ball properly, he would have been in.
He's just lazy, just not running. Just
a good ball though. I like that. Who played that pass at Night? Ebony?
I can't.
They scored again.
Oh, get off.
We're all over the damn place.
That's what I mean.
No.
We're all over the place.
Watch it again. So you got, is that Traore there, yeah? You slipped.
They cannot mark Traore.
It's not Traore.
But no one's actually closing him down. And then Leno.
No, but he's the one who starts the play. He's the one who creates. When he's playing close, he just go by him. He's gone by two of them. He's the one who created the situation.
His feet. And nobody's actually closing this player down.
No, Leno has to do better with that. Sorry. Leno has to do better with that.
I keep telling people, Leno's crap. He could have actually caught that. Don't tell me.
Oh my God.
That is awful defending.
Jesus, what is that?
No, I know what happened. No, he couldn't have. No, the ball got deflected. Yeah. That's what happened.
That's ridiculous.
The kid did a good job of scoring, though. He beat Gabriel. Yeah, I mean.
The thing is, where's our response?
We cannot mark Traore. Traore just creating
no one's marking the guy.
No one. The marking in the box is awful.
No one's marking him, and then.
I mean,
Mr. I can't play with my
it's not marking in the box. It's that's what happens when you're in this chaos situation.
Okay, guys, it's also
ball gets ricocheted and all over the place.
Guys, it's also another ball that Leno has spilled. Could he have caught this one?
No, he couldn't. The
first save, Leno could have done better with that because he saved it with his feet in a weird position.
No, He went for the shot. The ball got deflected, and he had changed position. That's what happened.
That's what I just said. Yeah, the ball was deflected, and it went into the path of danger. When goalkeepers are always taught to push the ball out of play, but it was deflected. The shot was actually deflected. So where he was going to power it with his hands, it ended up hitting what looked like his thigh or his knee down lower, and then it went into the danger area, and you know what can happen there. But again, our players failing to react on another rebound, and it's just poor defending.
Yeah, second ball.
David Luiz should come off, maybe.
Yeah, I think Luiz. Well, if you look at the build up to the goal, Luiz backs off the player instead of going in to make the tackle.
But Luiz always backs off.
I think
if he's not in the man's back to toe the ball from him, he's gonna back off.
I think it's psychological, but I think they're going for it. They're going for their free attack.
Got another free kick. Make this count. And he's bleeding as well, definitely.
He's gonna. Louis
that was a waste of time.
Okay, so the most important thing.
Yeah, he's bleeding actually.
2 weeks ago, I said the biggest worry we have now is not our front three, it's Ceballos and Xhaka. We've gone back to the formula that failed us last year, and Purple saying, what do our midfielders actually do? Unfortunately. Nothing. Ceballos and Xhaka are doing nothing. They did nothing last season, and they're doing nothing right now. They did nothing against Villa, and look.
That ball was going way wide and ricocheted off Bellerin.
Yeah. But I still think Leonard could have done better there.
So, for all of you guys who laughed and said Arsenal are not fighting relegation, it's ridiculous. Arsenal, after 10 games at the moment, as we speak, are in 14th place and are currently losing 2-1 at home, which would be their third home defeat in a row. Third home defeat in a row if we don't pick this up.
To the third Midland team, by the way.
That's weak. Hold the ball up.
Oh my word. Arsenal are 14th place right now.
What are you doing?
3 positions from the relegation zone.
Aubameyang doesn't need to shoot from there. He has to hold the ball and bring other players into play.
Exactly.
So we've gone from being a mid-table team to relegation fodder.
Yep.
It seems like it. If we don't win this game, then if we don't win this game,
does that mean Arteta's not a genius anymore? Because you guys say he's a genius.
And if we win, we go to 7.
Don't give him a chance to play a whole couple of years first before we put him in that category.
If we win, we go 7. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, I think so.
If we win, we go 7.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And guess who we've got next week?
Save his life.
Yeah, we got Spurs. Spurs are going to absolutely rip us a new one on current form. Funny, looking at the Spurs game today, they were on the back foot for the most of the game. Chelsea had them on the run. Easily the better team Chelsea was today, but the result suits everybody who's not a Chelsea and Spurs fan.
Tierney's in trouble, you know that. He knows it. He's being attacked.
Yeah, it's going to be a long afternoon for Tierney.
Players that Tierney can't play against.
And Maitland-Niles is on the bench to bail him out this week.
Can we substitute?
Why didn't he have him in the squad? This is what I don't understand.
I've been talking about it for weeks.
Suarez in the squad. He has the great Suarez. And Apollo keeps saying he's a good player, and I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, me neither.
No, this Suarez is a good player, but there's no need for him to be on the bench. Maitland-Niles should, because of his performance in the last game against Wolves, should be on the bench at least.
Exactly.
If not starting.
He should be starting. He should be starting.
Guys, you're talking about a guy who was one of the main reasons for our turn in form against the big teams last season, and you've left it. You're not even interested in his services in this season.
England international.
I know.
Say it.
Yeah, can't even make the bench.
So Tony, this is what we call Maitland is a shutdown cornerback when it comes to these games, and It's unfortunate he's not on the bench at least.
What's Arteta's reasoning then? What do you think his reasoning is?
I don't think he has a reason at the moment.
Because every time I've seen Ainsley Maitland-Niles play, he's played above average, considerably above average. Especially when you call upon him in these sort of special games, one-off games. Play him on the left, play him on the right. Do you think he's trying to get some sort of consistency in his back line?
Look, if I'm Maitland-Niles, I'm telling Arteta in January I want to leave. Simple as that. Simple as that. You give him some of the best defensive performances on the back end of last year against the biggest teams, against the best players, and the most difficult players, and then this is how he rewards you. I want out. I bet he regrets not signing for Wolves. Look, this is the team he wanted to play with, and look what they're doing to us.
Yeah, but will he get in that Wolves team?
I think so.
Guys, we are all over the place. Like, we're trying to press, we have no idea what we're doing.
One person's pressing, look.
And David Luiz should not be on the field. David Luiz should not be on the field. I'm not sure who's the idiotic coach or manager we have who doesn't realize this by now. He shouldn't be on the field. He's running around like a zombie.
It's so bad. We need half time. We like on the road.
Arteta, there's questions that need to be asked of Arteta about his selection.
Yep.
And why isn't Ainsley Maitland-Niles on the pitch? That's one question that he needs to answer. Because we can't. You know what? I'm going to take this off second half. Maybe it'll bring me luck. Bring us luck.
Well,
that's a foul, referee.
You know, I mean, look, Lewis Hamilton won today. I'm smiling. The Redskins won on Thanksgiving. I'm smiling. Well, why Arsenal always got to do this to me as a finale to the trifecta?
Hey, come on.
All I need is a trifecta 1 week. Give me one trifecta. Arsenal win, a Lewis win, and a Redskins win. Give me one trifecta. Just one damn week. Man can't go to sleep on a Sunday night without Arsenal making him feel like shit.
Me and my boys won big on the boxing last night. Now Arsenal gonna let the whole thing down. Even the Dolphins are winning. Let's be.
Let me just check here. The Dolphins are up 13-3 at the moment to the Jets.
Yeah, that's what I just said. They're winning.
Why is Ryan Fitzpatrick starting?
I had really no idea. I mean, obviously he came on late against the Broncos last week, so I think they've had a rethink about playing Tua. He also got he had got a few knocks in that game as well, so maybe they're saying let's give him a week out, let him repair his body.
10 minutes. I've just realised.
It's 12 minutes actually.
No, it's plus 10. It's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should have been plus. Yeah. Well. Yeah. 10.
Yeah, it's gone really flat.
So why is there 10 minutes? What happened in the first? Because I didn't watch the first 15
There was
minutes.
a clash of heads.
Okay.
Jimenez and David Luiz.
Come on now.
Jimenez got taken off with a neck brace. Go on.
And Ceballos is down.
Great cross. No one attacking it there at the back.
Didn't Abba miss that header?
That is a foul of the box. Why you?
Oh, it's an elbow.
Yeah.
That was an elbow. That's a yellow
card. Give me a penalty.
That's a penalty.
Give me a penalty.
Anyway, no, that's a red card. He elbowed him.
Is VAR looking?
He elbowed him.
Nah, he won't get nothing for that.
I don't
He's gonna jump with the arm straight up. Now he's gonna get anything for it.
No, he's not gonna get nothing for that.
Not even a free kick.
No, it's not a foul.
No swing.
It's not a foul.
You guys just say Aubameyang on that. I can't even. I said we were going to win 1-0 today with Aubameyang scoring. Aubameyang don't even look like he's interested. He getting
Apollo, you should know better. You should know better to bet for Arsenal because I don't even bother now. I don't even bother now.
I'm discouraged how we're playing defensively, but not offensively. I think we're showing much more effort offensively than we have in weeks.
I don't criticize Aubameyang, and the reason why I don't criticize him is because you need to put someone like maybe, I don't know, a Grealish or Bruno Fernandes, someone in midfield who is strong, who can hold up the ball, who can tackle, and who can play you in. If you don't have that, you're just going to starve. Where's he going to get it from?
Nabil, right now, I'm looking at the team, and they're just broken from top to bottom. Their goalkeeper, their goalkeeper has had some fantastic days, but he ain't Martinez, and what he's not doing is he's not filling this defense. The defense is all over the place. He's not filling them with any confidence whatsoever. The midfield, we're back to Xhaka and Ceballos. Enough said. Yeah, let me move on from that because we can't. We ain't even got Partey and El Nene in there at the moment.
We're not giving people options.
And then the front three speaks for itself. When of them guys last even scored? Come on, this thing is broken from top to bottom. This thing is broken.
Not giving. William gets the ball and he has no pass. We're not giving him any option. He sees 4 defenders and not one Arsenal player. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You don't see that with Leeds. Leeds has 2 passes on every play. We're not moving. That's a problem.
Maybe Pepe will come on and shut us all up. Pepe and Lacazette, they'll come on and they'll roll back the years.
Pepe's suspended for 3 games.
Pepe is. Oh yeah, of course he is. So who we got off the bench? Just Lacazette.
Lacazette and then
good luck with that.
Oh God,
that's dire. So we got nothing then.
Nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we got Eddie. I mean, Eddie can get something done for you, but don't expect anything out of Lacazette.
You never know.
I'm still waiting for Eddie to deliver something.
No, he's delivered to me. I'm just told you. I'm looking at the top scores.
Let's talk about Eddie. Let's talk about Eddie. Eddie,
leave him alone.
Yeah, Bertrand, calm down.
Let's not talk about Eddie. Let's talk about players who can be effective for us against good teams. Eddie's not the player. I know he's young, and I know he sounds harsh. I am not into empathy and sympathy. You're getting paid to play. I don't care how young you are. Then don't be on the field if you're playing.
Bertram.
If you're 19 or 17, you should be on the field. Let's get grown up to play then.
Yeah, I get that you feel that way, but I don't feel that way because what you're saying makes no sense to me. He ain't started the league game this season. When he started last year...
Because he ain't good enough.
When he started last year, he wasn't only not effective in terms of scoring goals, but he was also playing defense and backtracking, helping the midfield, winning the ball back. We have none of that from that position. Lacazette isn't giving us that, and Aubameyang right now ain't giving us that. So you can talk about he ain't effective and he's this and that and he's not scoring goals. But he's damn right playing better than what I've seen us put up front for weeks now.
Apollo, you know why Willock is on the field? Why is Willock on the field? Why?
Because he's played himself into the field by being effective.
And what has Eddie? What has Nketiah did? What has he done? What's Eddie done?
I just told you, Eddie scored 3 goals this season.
He's had the same chances Willock has. Willock has clearly differentiated himself in the pub league, and he hasn't.
No, I'm sorry. It's not a fact because the numbers don't show that. He's been one of the most. He's been a target every time that they've played on a Thursday. He's got 3 goals. 2 of his goals have been wiped out, which should have been given. Yeah? 2 of his goals should have been counted. So here we are talking about a player who's that dangerous on the 6-yard line, and I'm not having that, mate. Sorry, I'm not having it.
So that's the problem with Arsenal fans, actually. They look at one-dimensional players and think they're very good players. They're not. Nketiah scores a lot of goals for under 23. We're playing in the Premier League, not Europa, not under 23. We're playing the grown-up league. And he hasn't demonstrated a difference himself in the pub league to be promoted to the first team in the Premier League. It's a fact.
Isn't it amazing?
The kid is a good kid. He tries.
Isn't it amazing how Arsenal fans can forget performances from players, our young players who started for us
but you know
in the
what?
Premier League? You guys have got memories like a sieve.
Apollo, lots of
amazing.
Good games every now and again.
Unbelievable. Listen to this. He came on and replaced Lacazette, and was so ample in the difference that he made in his performances on both sides of the ball. And here we are with you guys just absolutely sticking the boot in on a guy who's not even had a chance.
Like I said, it's a good benchmark. Like I said, it's not a good benchmark for anything nowadays. Laka is not the benchmark.
But he may not be the benchmark, but the guy who's the captain who's getting paid 355 grand a week ain't doing nothing. I see you talking about Nketiah, who ain't even started a game, but
I can't talk about everyone. So we have been on this every week. What have I said about Aubameyang? What have I said about Abba?
Yeah, but what you said about Abba is conducive to him playing on the left. He's in the middle now.
No. What I've said about Abba is this. Yes.
He's where you want him.
We have 4 main criteria for a striker. Right. Can you beat a man? Can you hold the ball up? Can you score a goal? What's your movement like? Call it 5. Can you head the ball in the goal? Abba does 1 of those really well. 1.5. He does move well when I get the ball. He can't hold the ball up. He can't beat a man. He can't make a pass. So he's basically 1.5 out of 5. So he's not a great striker. He's a great goal scorer. He's not a great footballer. Yeah, but it's not a comparison. That's not berating Nketiah or Abba or anyone else.
No,
it's the fact that our performances, we have won 4 games, we have lost 4 games, and we have tied 1. We're a 500 team, and our team is reflective of the quality of our players.
Yeah, I mean, I'm done with that, with Nketiah. Your view is your view. I respect it. It's subjective. I just have a very different view than yours. I said 2 weeks ago, wipe it all off. Get rid of it. Bench it. And we're not seeing that. So we've got these tired midfielders who have done nothing for us previously and are doing nothing for us today. We bring up the serial offenders. Xhaka. Has Xhaka even touched the ball today?
No.
Yeah?
Ceballos. But Partey's not available. And then
it's a long point. Yeah, and we've got... Okay.
But your point is not valid, Apollo. It's not a valid point. He plays what we have.
Point. Okay, so good luck with
midfield.
Okay, so good luck with this midfield then, if it's not a valid point.
Who would you put in the midfield, Apollo? Who would you put in the midfield?
Seriously, who would you put in the midfield? I would change the positions of these players like Saka. Saka has played in the midfield before for us and looked devastating. Yeah? He's played in the midfield and looked devastating. We've got players like Reece Nelson who should be playing today. We've got players like Maitland-Niles who should be playing today. Those are the players. I would put Saka, Maitland-Niles, and then I would probably put Ceballos. That would be my midfield. Yeah? That would be my midfield.
Doesn't work.
What's the system? 4-3-3?
I would go 4-3-3, yeah. I would go 4-3-3.
That midfield doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Well,
first of all, Maitland-Niles cannot play midfield. He can't play midfield.
Bertrand, let me give you a news flash. This midfield ain't working. So when I mention one, it's easy to say it's not working.
It matter. It's not a better
midfield. Look at the midfield you got on the pitch right now.
Yeah? I think Willock is playing fine. I don't see Jacques as much in the game as he should be. I think Willock is playing fine. I think Ceballos has been okay. And then he's on the bench, and maybe he'll come on. But he was out with COVID, so you can't play him. Who's going to play on the wing if we don't play Saka? You can put Nelson out there. He could be an option.
Yeah,
we agree he could be an option.
I would.
Just start instead of William.
Week after week, we're coming back here and seeing the same broken players doing the same broken things. And yet we berate the younger kids who have shown more and saying they're not good enough.
No, we berate everybody. I'm sorry. We have no partiality in berating.
Every single week for 7, 8, 9 weeks now have not done anything for us. And we're talking about our homegrown kids who have been performing for us in Europe. We're talking about how bad or how they're not ready or how we can't trust them. When the players on the field now, you think we can trust these guys? It's a waste of time.
The only kid we're talking about is Nketiah. We think Willock should play, and he's playing. Nelson's in the squad, so he may come on. That's the only kids that we have. What other kids are we talking about?
Burn these players, burn them, man, burn them. They're dead, man.
What's happening to what's the situation with Partey?
Partey wants to play and says that he's fit. His agent said he's fit. His father has said he's fit, but the team believe that the injury it wasn't an injury, it was a precaution. They believe that the precaution could have lingering effects if it flares up again. So they don't want it to flare up. So he's being held back as a precaution.
They're trying to protect their $45 million investment, which is smart business.
Yeah.
Why rushing back to get injured out for a longer period?
Okay, and Martinelli's back in full training, I hear.
Yeah, he is, but he's just short of game. He doesn't. He can't. Martinelli wouldn't be able to play 45 minutes at the moment.
Okay,
he's very short.
Yeah, Apollo. Just what you thinking about Nketiah? No one is knocking Nketiah. He tries. He puts in a shift. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't think he's good enough. Look, everyone is clamoring for Martinelli. No one is clamoring for Nketiah. Maybe apart from Apollo. Maybe we're not all clamoring for it. But we're all clamoring for Martinelli because we know what he can do.
Okay, well, that's not true. Because when we did Player of the Season last year, Nketiah got an average grade of 7.6 and was way higher than Lacazette. And
on your point, sorry,
go on. And as I said, his performances last season were fantastic on all phases of the game. And to just rubbish him and say that, I completely don't agree. You won't get me on that one, Bertram. I'm not signed up to
How many games has he started in Europa League? How many games has he had a good game? How many games in Europa League has he had a good game?
What do you mean? He's got 3 goals.
No. That's not my question.
Yeah, but I think, you know what? I don't think we should really be talking about Nketiah. And the reason why we shouldn't is because you're not going to start him ahead of Aubameyang. You're not.
Yeah,
you're not.
But yeah, I agree.
But
because
that's what Apollo is talking about.
Yeah,
you're talking about our third stroke, potentially second striker.
You can't start Nketiah. You can't start Nketiah ahead of Aubameyang.
This is what this conversation is, Nabil. Have your viewpoint. Is he good enough?
Is he good enough for Arsenal?
He's good. Hey, listen. He's good enough for Arsenal for sure, but the strength is in the depth. The strength is in the depth, and he's a good.
He's part of that depth.
Yeah, he's a third choice striker.
Right now, is he the player that you think to yourself, you know what? We need an injection up front. Do you take the Aubameyang off and bring Nketiah on?
No,
you can't, because this is Aubameyang's
Here's the thing. Hold on, Apollo. I would bring what Nketiah is for is that when
whoa, if you're saying he's not good enough to come on for a player who's done nothing for 45 minutes, how the hell is he good enough to be a second string
listen to what I'm saying.
Listen to what I'm going to say. Any player at Arsenal who is a second string striker.
He's not second string. He's third.
No, he's second string because
he's not. He's third. He's behind Martinelli. He's behind Martinelli for sure.
Martinelli isn't even fit, so he's second string striker.
Okay,
if you're not good enough to come on in a game like this when we need a spark up front, then you're not good enough.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying, Tony. Right? We're talking about with what we've got right now, like. You know, hold on. We can't have a transfer window now. This is what we've got right now. And as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to players like Oba, you never know when he's going to pull it out the bag. You never know when it's going to turn it on. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as goal scorers is concerned, he's one of the best in Europe. So you're just not going to take, and he's your captain. And this is the reason why he's captain, because he's going to hold on. He's going to be the player. He's going to be the first name on the team sheet, and he's going to be the last player off. That's why he's the captain.
Okay.
What I'm looking at now.
That kind of complacency is why we're 14th.
No. Can
I jump in for a second?
Hold on a second. Let me get my point across. This is the point I'm making. Okay? Yeah? Aubameyang is a finisher, right? Our problem is not finishing. The problem is creating, right? And this is where there's a big, massive black hole, because you got Willian. He don't produce nothing with any real consistency. You got Pepe. He doesn't produce anything with any real consistency. You're calling for Willock now. Give the guy a chance. The conversation should be more about Willock than Nketiah, because Nketiah ain't gonna make the difference. The difference is the creativity. And this is what I was originally trying. This is what I was originally trying to say with Apollo berating the midfield when you got Ceballos and you got Xhaka and we're not doing anything. The question is, who else? You ain't got anybody else. There's no one else to call on. That's how dread it is. There's no one else to call on. This is it.
So a couple of points. One is, I'm just smiling thinking about all these conversations. One is that Nketiah was at Leeds for a while, and he couldn't get out Patrick Bamford. Even though Bamford's an okay striker. Nketiah has come back to us, and he can't get out Lacazette. He can't get out Aubameyang. He can't even get out William, because we played William in the 9 in one of those games that we played against. Was it City of Liverpool, one of those games? So the manager doesn't trust him up front. And the fact of the matter is, he's not good enough. I know he's an Arsenal kid. He's been at Arsenal since he was.
Yeah, see, I'm sorry. The reason why
when I have 15 seconds, please. I don't agree with that. Let me have my 15 seconds. You can jump in, Apollo. So he's not good enough. That's why he doesn't start, and that's why he probably shouldn't be in the team. I'm sorry, but you can only have 7 players on the bench. He shouldn't be on the bench. You shouldn't have, like I said, and get you on the bench. You can only play one position. So you deny someone else from being there, like a Maitland Marker. You have 2 strikers out there. Both of them don't work a darn, frankly. Agree. That's bad management. Second of all, we talk about creativity. So everyone gives Abba a pass when it comes to creativity, because we have this misconception that creativity just comes from your midfield. And I'll say this again like 100 times. Salah, Firmino, Kane, Mane, I can go on and on.
Here we go, guys.
They're creative players and they play for So the fact of the matter is, creativity should come from the players who are playing up front, like Abba. He has none.
Players.
No. But Nabil, you can't make excuse for some players and then say other players X, Y, Z.
You can. I didn't get.
What does Aubameyang do apart from score goals?
Listen, I didn't see Ian Rush or Robbie Fowler being creative. I just saw them. I just saw them putting the ball in the back of the net.
20.
And Jermaine Defoe, and we could talk about many strikers.
Sorry, Jermaine Defoe can hold the ball up. Jermaine Defoe can make a pass. Abba doesn't. Can't make a pass. Can't hold the ball up. He's atrocious on passing the ball. He's atrocious holding the ball. He's a one-dimensional striker.
Number 9. He's just a finisher.
Yeah, I don't.
Exactly.
Jermaine Defoe was a terrible passer of the ball. But
so is Kane a one-trick pony? Is Firmino one-trick pony? Is Haaland a one-trick pony? Is Benzema a one-trick pony? Today's striker has to be well-rounded.
Bro, they're different types of players, and we don't have this. Listen, this is what we talk about. We got to stop talking like in a fantasy world, right? Because we're way off that. We're not going to go out tomorrow and buy a wing forward, and a centre forward. What we have is what we have, and what we have is one of the best finishers in the game up front for us. What you need now is creativity behind him. You're not going to get a whole new team with wing forwards like Salah or Mane.
I agree. I know Bertram's made this point before, and what he's saying isn't wrong, but it doesn't apply to Arsenal. And it doesn't apply to Arsenal because
the point I'm making is the point I'm trying to make.
It doesn't apply to Arsenal because we're a
misconception about what creativity entails.
Creativity in the midfield. And it also got to do with tactics as well. The tactics is from Arteta is not benefiting what the team are doing on the field. That is another thing that comes into play.
I'm not going to blame Arteta.
So all of those combinations is what is different in terms of, yes, it's great and it's wonderful if you've got creativity on the front three, like Man United or like Spurs or, different various teams. But some teams have their creativity like Aston Villa in the midfield. So you can't paint everything with the same brush. It's very different in terms of how it works. And the fact that Thomas Partey was brought in here, he's a very creative midfielder. People don't give him, enough credit for his creative. And we're missing all of that. We're missing all of that.
Willock is trying to be creative, so let's watch him.
Yeah, we're missing all of that, guys. So yes, Rob Holding is on. And thank God, I don't know what took them so long. It's dreadful.
I think that cost us, that decision cost us. I think that is a decision that cost us more than anything else. I think having Luiz in the back line, I think that got the Wolves really incentivized.
Oh, it's a great run there by Willock.
Just go at them. That's what they sort of.
Just run at them. See, it's games like this that you kind of miss a Reece Nelson who can run at a defense. Let's see what Willian can do in this game.
That's what Saka and Willian are there for.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's enough. You know what? These guys need to pull it out because with Willian on the bench, on the pitch, with Saka on the pitch, they should be able to pull out something for Abba. They should be able to. Willock as well.
We need to do better defensively. We're not the normal stalwart in defense as we have been for the last 9 or so games. We've given up 2 goals already. We only played one half. We got to do better defensively. I think offensively we're playing okay.
And I'm not sure how, there's Vince, he always talks about patterns of play, and like I'm just not sure how Arteta's got them drilled in terms of their, attacking play, how they move forward, because in the middle it's just so devoid of any,
And that's the nail on the head.
Creativity.
You've got that, because essentially what you're looking for is to people to build relationships on the pitch so they know where they're going to be. Like, when a left back puts his head up, he should know where the left midfielder is. He should know where the centre midfielder is, so that I've got two options. They don't seem to know where they're each going to be. So they're taking an extra 2 seconds to work out where my next pass is, by which time the defenders are on you. Yeah. When you look at certain other teams, you've got, when you've got an understanding of who's ahead of you, you've got all these no-look passes. You're basically just moving the ball because you know where the player's going to be.
Yeah, I'm going to state what I've stated for a very long time now. We're just not good enough, guys. We have a team that has failed 3 managers, and they're going to fail Arteta, and he will need ample amount of money and transfer windows to change the dimension of this team. Yes, it's going to frustrate us. Yes, we are not going to be performing the way we expect to be performing. Yes, we're going to degrade ourselves in certain areas and maybe even get worse over time. This is a slow burn. It's a work in progress. It's frustrating, yes, I know. But at the same time, the reality is that we're just not a good team at the moment. And it's been like that for a very long time.
Signings went good then.
My frustration is the system, the tactics, and the players that we used on the back end of last year have completely evaporated. Yeah.
Saka just missed that.
Should have finished that.
Did you miss that tap in?
Should have got that in. Should have put that in.
So Emery says Arteta doesn't know his best team. Agreed. Dan says we're putting the ball into the box. No one but Abba is there to finish it. That's the problem, and that's why
we have created enough chances today. We have created enough chances today. Offense is not a problem today.
Oh wow! Look at that. Mohammed says sorry, but the players are not good enough. Winnipeg saying Leno problem every time. Yeah, Leno is an issue, but that's just another thing we'll have to deal with.
What is Xhaka doing?
Winter saying Bertram is off track with his analysis. There is no creativity. Bertram is actually saying there's no creativity and has been for many weeks. Presley saying,
off track?
Yeah, maybe they caught half of the conversation. Presley saying, Arsenal, please don't disappoint. We're with you there, brother. Agaga saying, man wins agreed. Oh, wins agreed. Yeah. G is saying Bertram's talking about other teams. We aren't those teams. As I said, it's different makeups. When you looked at an Arsenal midfield with Fabregas, Nasri, Rosicky, Kleb, that was creativity. That was where we was building all of our chances. We don't have that midfield right now. So so there's various different ways you could have a front three that's creative. You can have a midfield that's creative. But right now, we don't have anything that's creative. So while Bertram's point is valid with the strikers, our midfielders are not creative. So everything is impacting in on itself. We've got creativity from nowhere. Wolves just had a chance there, but Gabriel gets in front of Neto and stops him from making it 3-1.
3-1. Oh my God. Yeah, look at this. Wow. This looks bad. This looks really bad.
Who was Ceballos passing that ball to? Seriously.
That was awful.
Who was he passing that ball to?
Ceballos needs to be sent back to Real Madrid in January. I mean, what is he doing that Smith Rowe can't do? I just don't get it.
Why is Smith Rowe starting?
Smith Rowe's not even on the bench.
Hang on, Smith Rowe can't start. He's barely even played under 23 games.
Yeah, I mentioned that in one of my videos that Arteta's saying because of his injury, he's been holding him back because he doesn't want it to flare up.
Christ, how can you be talking about Smith Rowe? He's barely just got back from injury.
Well, I'm talking about it in terms of a talent point of view. That what we've seen from Ceballos, what have we seen from Ceballos that Willock or Smith Rowe or any of those guys.
Saying, well, why aren't we playing Jack Cotterill, or why don't we play
Well, mate,
yeah,
why don't we? Yeah, why don't we?
Guys, you know, Saka just missed a sitter. That ball he missed before is that you and I could score that goal. That's why we're not winning. We're not scoring goals. And when we get the chance, we're not putting them away. Now, nobody says anything when Saka does anything wrong because he's young. He's on the football field, and that goal should have been in the net. Nobody ever criticized Saka because he's not criticized because he's young. Then don't play him. He's a very good player. He's going to be excellent. But I don't want to hear this nonsense about somebody's young, because why are we here complaining then about players when everybody's not subject to criticism or about development that needs they have? He needs to score that goal.
Yeah, he should do better there.
Saka is subject to criticism. He is, and when he plays bad, he does get criticised.
I want to mention something also. I want to mention something important as well. We had a video from Arsenal today showing training. And in that training, it showed strikers. They didn't have Nketiah in there.
Clapping Gabriel. Trouble.
They had
no. Go on.
He dived. Come on, referee, he dived. Give him a yellow card for that. He dived. Yes, he dived. Thank you.
So we had the training video from Arsenal today, and in that training video, they had the strikers in the box scoring from just inside the penalty area. And you had Aubameyang, Martinelli, and Balogun. And every ball that Martinelli and Aubameyang was shooting was right in the top, right in the different side. Look at that.
That could have been a penalty.
It was right in the corner of the net. Balogun's shots was right at the goalkeeper. So he's got a lot to do to work on his finishing at the moment, young Balogun. But he's a great talent as well.
Yeah, I found that strange. You didn't see Lacazette in that. You didn't see Nketiah in that.
Yeah, strange, wasn't it?
Maybe they were just concentrating on the younger players.
You know what I've realised, Apollo? I give up on those training videos because I just think it's just watered down trash.
It's frustrating, man.
It's frustrating. The same thing over and over and over and over. And what are you learning? You're getting nothing that you can go, well, there's something you can see they're utilising in the game.
Yeah.
You know, it's all that rondo. We don't see that in the game.
This has to be our best game offensively all season. You guys are not talking about that.
That's sad. Guys.
Well,
we're just not putting the chances away. We're getting chances. We're just not putting them away.
Yeah, I can't say it's our best game offensively.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, it's our best game. I mean, yes, against Fulham we did, but that was the first game. It didn't matter.
But one of
against
our
Fulham,
worst
yes,
defensively.
but this game, Wolves has given up, 10 goals all season? We're playing well offensively.
Oh, come on. You got to attack that.
All right, we've got a free kick now.
Literally just watch the ball drop.
He didn't foul him. I don't know how he got that free kick.
Nobody's going in for the header. Weak.
He's taking his free kick.
But this should be William. Why is William taking this kick?
Only as far as William, but tapped away by Podence. Saka caught by a rather wild sweep of the leg from Fabio Silva.
Yeah, I think it's a very difficult one because the Sheffield United game, Saka and Pepe scored in that one, and we created a ton of chances in that game. I think we had 5 shots on target in that game or something like that. So it's hard for me to say. We're not even getting the shots on target in this game at the moment. So I can't really say this is our best offensive performance.
Our shots on target is one of the worst, if not the worst in the league. It's
I agree.
awful.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, literally, you've got to be going like, how the hell are you not just concentrating in training on putting the ball on target? Like, literally. We can't put the ball on target. So what
Hold
is
on.
the point?
Are they doing VAR for that?
What's the point of like...
Nah, the play's gone.
Yeah. What's the point of having 20 goals from Aubameyang on a training pitch if he has 0 for 4 weeks on the spin?
Hey, Tony, he doesn't even look like scoring.
He doesn't even
look like scoring.
Who? I mean, Alba.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even look like scoring.
Yeah, every striker will have their little drought, so he's definitely going to go for a drought.
No, he's not having a little drought. He's having a massive drought.
I wouldn't say it's massive.
How many games have we played all season? And he scored one goal.
Let me tell you something, yeah? The reason why it looked so bad, listen, let me tell you something. The reason why it looked so bad is because we just don't get goals from anywhere else. Yeah. So when he don't score, that's it. We're starved. And that's
when we played Sheffield United, we had 5 shots on target. Saka and Pepe scored in that game. Today we've got 2 shots on target. Wolves have got 5 shots on target and they've had 10 shots. So we're not hemorrhaging shots like it's not like we're hemorrhaging shots. But Wolves have easily had the best chances. We're just not getting them on target. GK saying y'all want every youngster to start on the bench just because things aren't panning out. These players aren't good enough. Again, we keep saying that, don't we? We keep saying they're not good enough. But who was our 3 stars last year? The young kids came in and proved their worth. And this season, it looks like the same thing's going to be happening because no one else is really turning up.
How is our midfield losing the ball all the time?
This shit.
Literally every time.
And Tom is saying strikers are not good. Strikers are not good.
Our midfield's not good either. Look who's in the middle of the park.
The most
expensive
set of strikers in the world, 182 million pounds worth of strikers.
Who's that?
Pepe, Lacazette, and Aubameyang. 56 million, 60 million, and 72 million. 180 million pounds, the most expensive in the.
When you put it like that,
it's horrible. It's horrible.
When you put it like that, that's disgusting. Like,
it's bad. It's not good.
Oh god. Here we go.
And then what do? You go out and spend less than Pepe to build a spine in the team.
We cannot pass the ball.
And Gabriel.
What did William do a while ago? We can't pass the ball.
You know what? I just think it's going to be hard watching at least until a good couple of windows, a good couple of transfer windows. Because
I agree.
There's nothing we can do. These players are not going to suddenly become. Look, Ozil's not coming back. William isn't going to suddenly, and Aubameyang, no one's going to change rapidly overnight. The only hope we've got is that we can get El Neni and Partey, get that partnership going again.
Dude, do you realise if we carry on playing like this, we will be in the championship next year?
It's not going to get that bad.
No. It's not going to get that bad.
Really?
It's not going to get that bad.
Oh, yeah?
We might be fighting for relegation though 1 year.
Oh, yeah?
Look, we have a genius coach. We're going to be okay. Our manager's a genius.
Neomis, by the end of next week, Sunday, after we play Spurs, let's have that conversation again.
No.
Yeah? If we lose today...
Imagine we get relegated. Can you imagine?
If we lose today, we lose again next week.
Can you imagine me get relegated? Imagine
I crawl into a hole. You'd never see me again.
Relegated. We are not going to get relegated.
Can you imagine if we got relegated, though?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
But I'm looking at this lot and I'm thinking, you know what? They probably could because they just can't score. They can't score.
Yeah, they can't.
We scored by a set piece today. Literally, a set piece. They can't create. Look, we can't create chances and convert them. We're in real shit.
Tell me a team that Arsenal can go out and beat. Tell me a team that we could go out and beat.
Man U.
Sheffield United. West Brom.
Really?
Fulham.
Did you see
Fulham? Yeah, I'll see that. Fulham.
West Ham.
Fulham.
Did you see Man United
Maybe West Ham.
Man U without Cavani. I should say without Cavani.
Yeah.
Wow, Curved is getting in on the act saying Arteta is a false prophet. G is saying...
Apollo says he's a genius, so let's not say that. He's a genius.
He's a good man. He's a good coach.
He's a good manager, but he's not a genius. He's not the Messiah.
Xhaka is saying, the G is saying, Xhaka, swear to God, stop hiding. You should have stood between the lines for the Willock pass. Jackson is CJ saying what the papers have been. Everyone's jumping on this. Arteta's record is worse than Emery's. And again, Emery took over a Wenger team who just missed out the top 4. And it's easy to compare the likes.
Arteta has a better team.
Yeah. If we have a better team, how come we're not in a better position? Because we're 14th.
Thank you. Right, yeah,
No,
thank you.
everybody else
Yeah,
got better
Good question,
around
Tony.
us.
Good question.
If I'm Emery, I'd like Aaron Ramsey in my team too. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm sure that this team is better than that. That's unbelievable. This team is horrible.
Yeah, but isn't Emery responsible for Ramsey leaving?
No, that was due to the front office. Ramsey had a deal in place with Wenger and Gazidis, and the new guys came in and didn't honor it, so he was gone. They were never going to keep Ramsey. That boat had sailed. But Bertram's saying that this team is better than Emery's team.
It's a fact.
This team is.
Fact.
How is it a fact?
Same players except a few. Same players, better defense.
You're watching this team get sunk into the. You're watching this team get sunk into the relegation zone right before your eyes, and you're standing there and telling me that this team is better than Emery's. Are you mad?
So explain to me the players that you say are better that Emery had that we had now.
Look, our biggest problem has been in the midfield. They had Aaron Ramsey in that team. Yeah,
Emery's team was better.
Way better.
How?
Because of Ramsey, and because of Torreira. Torreira was on form. He was on fire.
Who was on form?
Torreira and Lacazette They played better.
Bertram, you couldn't even remember Nketiah's form from last season, so it doesn't surprise me.
By the way, guys, Torreira was on Arteta's team. He got rid of him.
Yeah, Arteta messed him up.
But I'm just saying, the team overall is better. He thought Torreira wasn't good enough. So let's not say
he messed him up. He messed him up.
Scored that header.
Torreira was good.
Should have actually headed it down.
Nelson coming on for William.
It's just a little bit too high for him, but he should have adjusted.
I thought William had a decent game today.
Yeah, Andrew, we tried to all wear home kits today to G up the team. And guys, look, there's still half an hour of football to play, so we can't give up on the ghost yet. There's still a chance. If we score now, it's a level. And when we're creating scoring chances. We talk about the lack of creativity. We've had 2 or 3 chances to score. So anything can happen, guys. Let's not give up on the ghost yet. Victor's saying it's midnight and I'm going for a morning shift. And this is what I get. Go. Oh, man. We need a goal, man. We need a goal in the next 7 minutes. Reece Nelson's just come on the pitch.
William.
This is what I want to see, man.
Come on, Arsenal. You've got 2 goals to score.
Yeah. They got half an hour, man. We can do it.
Yeah. If United could do it, then so can we.
Yeah.
What was the score with United anyway? Who's they playing?
3-2. Cavani came on and scored 2 late goals. So
he also had the assist, by the way. 2 goals and an assist.
Yeah.
Against
Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah.
Southampton were 2-0 up.
Yeah. I went for a Southampton 1-0 lead. I went for a Southampton 1-0 win. And Cavani came on and showed the kids how to do it. United was struggling to score. He came on, scored 2 goals.
And that's what we need. That's the kind of player that we need. Somebody who can actually come on and say, look, let me grab the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, but we have that in Aubameyang and he's not doing anything. He's not working hard enough.
No,
Andrew.
We have that in Nketiah, apparently.
Yeah, but he's not playing. So it's useless talking about the player if he's not on the field.
But that's what I'm talking about. When you have good strikers in bunches, what you can do is you can have confidence to be able to say, yeah, this player can come on and he can make an immediate impact on a game. So that's where I'm looking at Nketiah and thinking, is he that player? For me, he's not.
I guess we'll never know unless he plays, mate. Unless we never know. The last game he came on, he got 6 minutes.
10 minutes we don't score a goal. I expect to see Nketiah.
The last game he played, he got 6 minutes. The game before that, he got 11 minutes. I mean, it's just oh dear. Andrew, what you've missed is an absolute roller coaster of a game. It started out where Wolves had just cut Arsenal to shreds. There was an injury after 3 minutes for about 12 or 13 minutes where Jimenez and David Luiz clashed. we still haven't heard anything from Jimenez. His head injury
Jimenez
was
is
quite
in hospital.
Yeah.
Jimenez was taken straight to hospital.
And then what we had was Wolves certainly stepped up in the absence of their main striker and just went ahead. Willian crossed the ball in for a great cross it was from the right-hand side to Gabriel, and Gabriel handed in a thunderous header to level it up for Arsenal. And within minutes later, horrible defending from Arsenal. A shot comes in, Leno, it gets deflected, comes off of Leno, falls into the danger zone, and Arsenal defenders are slow to react to it. Wolves do. They go up 2-1 ahead, and it's been like that ever since. Second half, Arsenal's actually come out and played football against Leicester, Man City, Aston Villa.
Leeds.
I think we didn't do too bad against Leeds in the second half, but against Villa and City, Liverpool, where we came out just horrible and flat. This second half, we've actually come out with some geist. We've come out, looked heady. We're definitely working a bit harder, and we're creating chances. We're just not putting the ball in the back of the net. So that's where we are at the moment, Andrew.
I don't even think we're even creating that many chances, to be honest.
We haven't created chances in ages. We're the worst creators in the whole Premier League.
Yeah, we have, but we've definitely created. I mean, Saka's had two good chances today. The ball has been coming in from the box. We've just not had anything going for us at the moment. GK saying Cavani has always been a quality striker, bargain for free. It's been compared to Giroud for most of his career.
Cavani, bloody hell, that's the disrespect, man. Cavani much better than Giroud.
Giroud and Cavani, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
night and day.
He's been prolific, but I mean, obviously he's on the downward trend now. But
yeah, see, a lot of PSG fans have said that he takes.
Prolific in playing in a.
They say he misses a lot of chances. They compare him to Giroud. They say Giroud misses a lot of chances. So does Cavani. But
the difference with
Cavani has played the last 5-6 years in a French 2-bob league.
Yeah,
the
with Mbappe and Neymar, by the way. So
thank you.
No. I'm not having that. The difference with Cavani is that when you see him play for, is it Uruguay? On the international stage, he does exactly the same thing to any opposition.
Uruguay's number one striker is Suarez.
Yeah. But he still plays in there.
No. He plays well wherever he plays.
Yeah,
he's a goal scorer. He missed a lot of chances, but you know what? You have to get in position to get those chances to be able to miss them. But he does really well.
Yeah.
And that sounds exactly like Giroud. If I didn't know who you're talking about, I would have said you're talking about Giroud.
I'll take Giroud over him.
When?
Anytime.
Nah, no way. Not a good couple of seasons ago. Not a good 3 seasons ago.
Lord.
Never. He's got much more to his game than Giroud.
This is where my mum needs to come on and come on a pitch, because this is ridiculous.
But some of these passes are just errant for no reason.
I would just bun these guys, man. These guys, you have to go in a different direction, man. You have to you got to get a reaction out of somebody.
Nearly a good chance created by Tierney on the overlap.
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe even Guendouzi or Torreira coming off the bench might make a difference, boy. I'm telling you. These guys are missing Guendouzi badly, man. Could you look at our midfield right now? Yeah, at least he drives them forward. He does drive them forward right now. You had the option to have Ozil and Guendouzi in the team, and you got this. Yeah, and we're here sitting down here. You know, Bertram's asking me where are our options. Where are our options? Yeah. Ask Edu what he's done with our options. Arteta's kind of messed up there. They've kind of messed up. You don't have no options. Guendouzi, Ozil, Torreira. That's a lot to lose. I would put Torreira, Guendouzi, and Ozil in the midfield instead of these guys that are on there. Yeah. And I would get a better reaction than this. It's pathetic. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. I mean, I'm all about Arteta. I do rate him, and I do think, we can't talk about sacking and so forth, but he's made some big mistakes, some really big, clear, and obvious mistakes. There's no
that's
two
why he
ways
needs to
about
be
it.
questioned. He needs to be questioned about some of his.
Yeah, ARSWOL, Guendouzi, Torreira. Why are you getting rid of them? I just don't see the point in getting rid of them.
Oh,
just... If you can get rid of Torreira, you can.
Bellerin, Ebony.
There's a list.
Bellerin clearance.
Imagine if you wrote.
How close we were to scoring a second goal.
Oh, well, come on! You're going to tell me you didn't score this? Obviously, Bertram's not cheering, so he didn't. Oh my days! Look at this. This is a joke.
You know what? I'm just resigned to the fact. Look, if we lose next week, I'm dating someone's sister. I've had enough.
What? Sorry, where did the conversation just go?
that might be.
So Nabil, I'm just going to put a poll up on the channel to say which midfield would you have preferred? And it is. Hold on a second. And it is Torreira, Guendouzi, or Ozil, or Ceballos, Saka, and Willock.
Freeze! Over the bar.
Let's post that up and see what happens. Let's see what the fans say.
A good cross by Reece, but
what you got?
Aubameyang is not reading it.
They're trying hard though.
He's put it in a one place where if he makes that run, he can get in front of the defender. But
oh come on! Who was that? Nelson.
Oh. Hey, Ebony, Andrew's asking you a question there at the bottom.
Oh!
Andrew's just killing me.
I'll get back to you, Andrew.
It seems like we've gone a little bit more flat now in the second half. There's still 20 minutes to go.
We've just created two.
No, what game you guys watching?
Yeah, we've just created.
We should be in the ball back of the net. We getting chances.
Reece Nelson, man. Oh my God.
You're behind.
Over the bar.
I'm behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, come on, my.
That was close.
First and goal at the 10. Let's go.
That's what you like to see, man. And look, at least he's in the box. Where is he? He's in the box. Oh, if he'd have just kept that down lower. We're creating chances.
Bellerin is tired. He should be taking that. He's tired.
Oh,
he's playing tired.
This is woeful.
It's not woeful. We're creating good chances.
Yeah, we are. Wow.
I'm encouraged by this performance, not discouraged.
I would bring fresh legs on right now, though, at 75 minutes.
Where's your poll, Apollo? I can't see it.
It's on the YouTube channel.
Oh.
I do daily polls on there, on the YouTube channel. I get over 100 people, 150 people who go in on the polls. And these guys, they're hungry for their polls, man. They demand their polls every day. They have to think up different things to put up on the channel.
The kids are getting chances today.
They need to.
Both playing and chance to score.
Yeah, because that's the only way this thing is going to change.
That's a long ball. That's a terrible ball. What is that? Why would you play that pass? Flipping out. Xhaka thinks he's bloody Tony Cruz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bertram, you know.
Yeah, and Andrew, you said this last week. It looks like Ebony was thinking of ending it all by jumping out the window because of our performances. Don't worry, my brother. I got an eye on Ebony.
What the hell?
I got an eye on Ebony.
Boys.
Kuke saying Bellerin is so poor on the ball. I just said that about an hour ago. He's got no ball control whatsoever.
I don't know what's happened to his ball control because it used to be so on point.
Yeah.
Okay, Neomis, you've been quiet, man, for a while. What's going on, Neomis? Talk to me.
Again, like last week, I'm just shocked. Like I put my neck out on the line saying that we're gonna win, I've been positive. I've worn this shirt, and I mean, where do I even get started? For me, I'm really disappointed. I guess it really comes down to I expect more, and I know I know Bertram said that he's been encouraged by the creativity, but I thought at least we'd put some of these chances away. I think we've had more than enough chances to be able to get something out of this game, and I just got to hope with the next 15 minutes that we manage to do so.
I'm trying to be as optimistic as you, Naomi, and boy.
It's all about conviction, guys.
I'm running out of optimism.
That's all I have left, because if I'm not optimistic, then I'm just going to be like most Arsenal fans, and I'll start saying Arteta out and get rid of them all.
No.
Well, I'll tell you something. If we lose today and we lose next week, that would be 5 losses in our last 7 games.
I'll tell you this. I won't be able to, if we lose to Spurs next week, especially if it's an embarrassing one, like I won't be able to take it. Like, I really won't be able to.
I fully believe, knowing this fan base the way I do, if we lose, I mean, I can see messages popping up from the African Guna saying the season is over, we are dog shit. So African Guna,
the season isn't over.
I mean,
but the season's not over. We're just dog shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, we see so much of it on the threads on the page, and we hear a lot of people saying. But I tell you what, I'm not calling for Arteta's head or anything. But when I think about Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Torreira, Ozil, Guendouzi, you know, those players not being available for us when I've only seen quality from them at set times, and then when you think about the coaching aspect, you know, Lacazette, if you can just get him to be average, when you're looking at Pepe, you got to be able to get more from them. I think, you know, you've got to really say Mikel Arteta is not having a good season at all. If you mark him out of 10, I don't think he's going to do really well. Not to say he's not a good manager, not to say he's, you know, we're in transition and we ain't got a lot of options, but in not having a lot of options, you know, the man management in terms of the coaching ain't been great. You know, these choices, when you're looking at Torreira, why you know, how can you not get...
Guendouzi was the one that really hurt me.
Both of them.
He was one of my favourite players on the team.
Come on, the way I look at it is like this. You know, I've seen Torreira put in performances regularly for Emery for me to suggest that this guy can play.
Oh yeah, I agree. Me too.
So if he can play, you as a manager, I'm expecting you to either bring out the usual standard or better, not make him work.
And you know what they did with him? They took him out of the defensive midfielder position, played him up top in the diamond, and the joke is they never went back to playing him in that position.
Come on.
All right, Lacazette's coming on.
Yeah, he's come on already.
Aubameyang's had another shot blocked.
So
they're putting the pressure on him.
Some 1-2s with Saka and Tierney.
So just to give you some stats, guys, Arsenal have had 53% possession. We've had 9 shots to their 11. We've had 2 on target against their 5 on target.
Just missed.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, and Nabil, I want to pick up your point of what you said. For months, I've been saying that, for months I've been saying that we've had this nucleus of players that are way better than these guys, and we just haven't been playing them. And it's indicative in Ozil, it's indicative in Torreira.
Oh!
He missed a sitter.
I know.
No, that's a sitter.
Aubameyang.
Oh.
That's a sitter. That's a sitter. Sorry.
It's not a sitter because you got a man challenging you.
No. Tony. The ball hit his forehead clean. He didn't hit the ball towards the goal.
He should have scored that.
You should have done.
That's a sitter.
Scored that. Yeah. He should have scored that.
Not even on target.
Like I said, we're getting chances today. We're just not putting them away.
Why is that? I don't get it. Like today's game is a perfect example. Like, how can things be this bad? This can't be just down to practice. It has to be mental.
I think it is mental. It is mental. I think it's mental.
Yeah,
but
me
look,
too.
look, Arsenal don't have a culture or a style of play. You know, when under Wenger, you had Wenger ball. Yeah. Right now, we seem to be anchorless. We haven't got a system that you could go, that's the Arsenal way. Ooh. I tell you what, some great crosses getting delivered in right now. I wish we
but
had
the chances are just going skew with.
If we had Giroud, we'd have scored one by now. We got no one who can header.
Apart from Gabriel.
Tierney with a great cross.
I'll tell you what.
See what I'm saying? Loads of chances, great crosses, but no one's getting on the end of them.
Do you know what? I've got something to say, guys. I'm going to put my just gonna throw my hat out there. You know, I don't think Arteta's going to make it as a manager. You know, if you don't get it right, if you don't get it right in January,
or overall,
at Arsenal in this particular stint, if you don't get it right in the January transfer. If you don't get it right in the January transfer window or summer, he's finished because he ain't doing nothing with this lot.
But the thing is, Nabil, the thing is, this lot has got 3 managers. Well, you can't talk about Lundberg, but Lundberg did have a chance. If they were winning under Lundberg, they wouldn't have brought in Arteta. But they got Emery sacked, they got Wenger sacked, and I have been saying for months that they will get Arteta sacked because that's what they do. They let you down.
And it's
going to take him time. Yeah, but what's important is that Josh, Edu, and Vinay know this. If they understand this, then they'll sit through the process and watch this thing.
Look at this, like a knife through butter.
But Apollo, the problem is that I honestly think fan pressure is just going to be too much because Emery got sacked 18 months in. Arteta's coming up to 12, and now we're seeing things go bad. Like I honestly don't think a lot of fans are going to be able to take it, especially if this keeps going on for months. I think that in order for Arsenal to improve, will take time, a lot more time than what people think. But I don't think he's going to survive.
I tell Apollo this, and Apollo say I'm crazy. So I've indicated to him if he lose to Tottenham, lose here, he's going to be under pressure. He's like, I'm crazy. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I just think that they have a plan in place and they're going to move forward with that plan. And we'll have to see.
Doesn't include the fans who are not having it.
And I think it's a benefit for them to not have the fans because if we lose today, that would be the 3rd home loss in a row.
But are they missing us? Are they missing
Midland
us?
team?
Tony, the fans would be booing the shit out of them right now if they was in the Emirates.
We wouldn't be.
No, we would be because I've seen it every game. Listen, what do you think the fans would have done to this team against Villa at home, losing 3-0? Are you mad?
Oh my God!
I've seen it with my own two eyes, Tony. This fan base would absolutely.
I want to believe that our fans would at least cheer them on through the 90 minutes and boo at the end. That's a massive difference.
Tony,
Traore is falling down like a sack of potatoes, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If someone's booing at my team in the middle of the game, I'm cussing them out in the stadium.
Tony, I went to see Arsenal play in the snow against Man City. We were 3-0 down at half-time. And honestly, in the second half, there was not a lot of people turned up. Only about 30,000 turned up. In the last 10 minutes of that game, half-time, people just went. You could see people just leave at half-time. 3-0 down to Man City. By the end of the game, there's about 5,000 people left. It was empty. And the players, I think it drawed on them exactly what their performance did to the fan base in that game. It was awful. I've never seen an exodus of fans in the stadium to that amount because we just don't lose 3-0 at the Emirates. We just don't do it. That Villa game a couple of weeks ago, had that been in a stadium full of fans, it would have been a complete and utter meltdown at the highest level.
Come on, Tierney. Thank you. Second half attempts, Arsenal have had 8.
How many on target?
3. None for either team.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, second half, we're creating more chances. If we've created 8 chances, that's more than we normally create.
All right, we've got a corner, which Nelson's going to take.
Oh, man, this is not good, man. You know, the last game was so bad, we didn't even do player ratings. the Leeds game... No, it wasn't the Leeds game. No, we did player ratings. It was the Villa game, right?
Yeah.
I think it was the Leeds game.
I can't remember. Was it the Leeds game? Oh,
no,
shit,
we did a short one. We did a really short one for the Leeds game, and for Villa, we didn't do any. Yeah.
God, we should get Andy on. He's having a right old time on the forum, isn't he?
I'm looking at him. Andy says Arsenal are chasing a game at home and not a single shot on target in the second half.
Yeah, and if we concede another goal, not only do we drop the 14th, we go down to 15th behind Palace.
Yeah, with Spurs up next week.
15th.
I want to speak to these fans who don't think that the way relegation fodder. I would love to speak to these fans. Yeah,
we're not going to get relegated.
We're not saying we're getting relegated. We're saying that we're fighting in relegation positions. We're not saying we're going to get relegated. Yeah, we're saying we're fighting in relegation positions.
Okay, let's do something now. We got a free kick just outside the area. Lacazette received a ball. He got ahead of Cody, received a foul. Let's see if we can do something now.
It all went wrong when Bert Leno put on that away top.
It went wrong. It went wrong when he became our number 1 goalkeeper again.
Thomas Partey left the Champions League team to come to London and fight for relegation.
No, if Thomas Partey want to help us stop getting injured, take your ball on the field. I want to hear anything about Thomas Partey. If you're playing, and I want to hear about you.
See, but that's the thing. He's not even injured. It's just a precaution. They just won't play him.
When he got injured, that's why he's not playing.
He's injured. Yeah,
he's injured.
Yeah,
come on, you got to win that.
Yeah, my sources are saying he's fit, and he's saying he's fit. His dad's saying he's fit.
Get there. Nice.
They're just holding him back. They're just holding him back.
That's it. Now we move. We're moving the ball.
I think the kids have played well today. I'm pleased.
I do as well. I agree. I think
the kids have played really well.
A good game.
Yeah, I think Willa played well. I think Saka should have scored and played well. What kind of ball is that? The kids play well.
4 minutes. We've got 4 minutes extra time.
Look, I'm with Nabil on this. I think that this is of your own doing. Yeah, everything that you are seeing today.
What kind of pass was that?
Something that you created. You got rid of Torreira. You benched Ozil. You're the one that got rid of Guendouzi. And here we are.
Apollo cannot say anything bad about Arteta. He says the Messiah. I'm going to remind you.
It was Arteta's
the Messiah, and the Messiah is not working out too well.
The Messiah.
I'm not going to blame Arteta. I'm not blaming Arteta.
Well,
you can only blame players.
You have to. He selected the team.
He selected the team. So you got to hold him accountable.
He's made the announcement of being in this team.
All right, let's go around the table.
Okay,
Bertrand,
go around the table.
Yes.
Which midfield three would you choose? Torreira, Guendouzi, or Ozil, or Ceballos, Xhaka, and Willock?
So, oh my gosh, guys, we are living in fantasy land. We're talking about who we have available in the team today. He made decisions. They are what they are, right? Talk about the players we have today.
They're here because of the decisions that they made.
Yeah, but I already hear you knocking those before, Apollo.
I'm knocking them now because look at our midfield.
Bertram, do you pass then? Do you pass on that one then?
I think he passes.
I'm not passing. The point I'm making is this. So which midfield that I don't have? Guendouzi's not here.
Which would you choose?
You don't have it because you made the choice.
Yes, with Bertram, which would you choose? Which midfield would you choose?
You don't have it because you took it away.
I would choose El Nene, Partey, and Willock.
He's given you a choice. Out of the choice he's given you, which would you choose?
But those are two bad midfields.
I just told you.
Tony.
El Nene, Partey, and Willock is my midfield.
Tony, which midfield would you rather see on here? Ceballos, Xhaka, or Willock, or Torreira, Guendouzi, and Ozil?
Ceballos, who? Xhaka.
Xhaka, Ceballos, and Willock, who started today,
Ceballos,
or
Xhaka,
Torreira,
Willock.
Ozil, and Guendouzi.
I'll take the Guendouzi lot. Go on!
Yeah.
Come on! Oh,
Neomis, which one would you take?
we're knocking on the door, but we just.
Well, I despise Granit Xhaka, so I would choose the one with Ozil, even though I would also not like that one. That midfield is better than this one that we have now.
Ebony, what about you?
Guendouzi et al. Because what we have right now
Xhaka
stinks.
Right. And Nabil, what about you?
The first one, please.
So here we are, guys. The decision to have this midfield here is solely based on what Edu and Arteta have made. Simple as that.
It's true.
Come on.
They messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not even getting big money for Torreira. You're not getting big money for Guendouzi. Why bomb them out?
Why bomb them out? Yeah,
Why
to
bomb
prove
them
a
out?
point, to cut off your nose to spite your face.
It's ridiculous. This is the point. The thing with me and Arteta is I feel that he's got some very naive and very green, novice schoolboy errors in management. When you got someone like Ancelotti, I feel like we should have had Ancelotti in to steady the ship, to get us into that nice position, and then bring in someone like Arteta when it's kind of steady. These types of decisions, this kind of rough patch, I don't think he's got no experience of dealing with it. So yeah.
And neither has Edu, because remember, before Edu came to Arsenal, he was a scout.
Rose one.
Yep.
Game over. So
Game over. Absolute
with
crap.
the amount of
Crap.
possession we had at the end of the game,
Crap.
we created
Crap.
12 total shots against 11 in the game.
Crap.
No,
So guys,
questions have got to be asked. Questions have got to be asked about Arteta.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
these decisions have been
his
killing us.
selection, his tactics, it's like what's going through his head.
Yeah, it's too. I think it's too big for him. It's too big for him. I get it. When you're at Man City, you got an abundance of riches in players. You can do your coaching magic. You can do your tactical magic. But when it comes to Arsenal, you're getting rid of these players. You're getting rid of Torreira. You're getting rid of Guendouzi. You're bombing out Ozil. You can't get Lacazette just to even play just above average. You can't get Pepe to play just above average. You can't get Willian to play. You can't manage the team.
And you want to hear the joke, yeah? Bertram, I don't know what's happened to Bertram. He's gone for a bit, but I strongly disagree with his point that this team is better than Emery's. Emery's team got you to a Europa Cup final. Emery's team got you into 1 point of a top 4 finish.
Yep.
Yeah. This team that we're looking at now, not a friggin' chance of doing anything near what Emery's team did.
This is the worst.
We have a small club mentality. Sorry to say, but we have a small club mentality.
I'm not sure whether we have a small club mentality because we have spent 240 million since last summer.
But what have we done? Well,
we bought a spine, haven't we? We've got Gabriel and Partey. I wouldn't say we're a small team mentality. I think that the discipline, we've asked for discipline, right? We've said we want someone to come in and handle Ozil. We want a guy to come in who doesn't take any shit. Because by all accounts, Wenger made them go out and express themselves. He didn't have he had a philosophy. He didn't have a bona fide set of tactics or anything like that. He just said to the players, go out, express yourselves. When you have a team of leaders that understand what to do on a pitch, it worked. He had the Invincibles. He built a new back four. But when you've got a bunch of inexperienced kids and average players, it doesn't work. And that's what cost Wenger his job. Moving on to Arteta. He's hit the iron hard and he's taken no crap. And he's had favoritism as well. He's had players that, like Xhaka, who's first on the team sheet, regardless whether the fact he does nothing at all. But he's struck an iron whip. And done what he's done to Ozil and got rid of Torreira and got rid of Guendouzi Now he's left with a team that can't even compete. So it's great to have your cake and eat it too.
Apollo, just like people in AFTV, has been calling Arteta the savior, the messiah, because he won. Apollo, this is a fact, because he has won the FA Cup last year. And I keep telling people, let's see sustained performance, not in a cup competition. This is not about Arteta. Arteta seems like a good manager. It's about he doesn't have the quality. Look, you can.
Yeah, I know it is, but why do you keep saying he's not the Messiah people think he is? So and
he's
then
not
say,
the Messiah.
But look, we know he's not the Messiah. We know he's a good manager. We know he's a good coach. Let's not use the word manager. We know he's an excellent coach because the players he's developed, we've seen it. We know that he cannot change wonders for this team because this team has failed so many managers. It's going to take time. How many times can we sit here and say that he needs transfer windows? He needs to bring in the players that he wants to play. These are the players that have let people down and got managers sacked. And we're all sitting here wondering why it hasn't turned around.
We didn't give Emery time. The Premier League doesn't give you time. Premier League doesn't give you time. Jose won the league the year before and got fired the next year. You don't get time.
I think you do get time if you have a plan. Where you don't get time is when the players stop responding to you.
Which managers are you giving time?
Where you don't get time is when the players stop responding to you.
Pochettino wasn't even given time. Pochettino got no funds, no transfers, and got fired, even though he made the Champions League the year before. You don't get time in the Premier League. It doesn't work.
No, I disagree with that because Jurgen Klopp got 4 years to build his squad to win the Champions League, and he won a Premiership in his 5th year. So you do get time.
No, Jurgen Klopp was in the final of the second year. He made Europa League in the second year. He made Champions League final the 3rd year. He won Champions League the 4th year.
Yeah, but in his first year, he finished 8th.
Yes, and the second year, what happened? He made a final, right?
Right, this isn't Arteta's second year. It's his first year. He joined halfway through the season.
And he's going backwards.
This is his first full season. Well, we don't know because we've only played 10 games. It's frustrating. How many times can we say it's frustrating to see transition? The best teams go through it. Man United, look at what Man United have done since Ferguson left. It takes time, and believe me, they've thrown 900 million at it, and they still can't get it right. So even money can't solve it. We can't act this way when the manager hasn't even been here for a year. It's simple. What do we expect from a team who has let so many managers down and got them sacked? What are we talking about here? Seriously, what are we talking about? What is the expectation of Mikel Arteta? What is it? That's what we need to ask ourselves, and then, only then can we react to what's been going on, because this team is bad. It's been bad for a long, long time. I say it before. When Arteta took the team over, we had won 2 out of our last 17 games. That's how bad we was when Emery left. And I kind of agree with you in a way, Bertram, that Emery didn't get the time. You know, the players gave up on him. It wasn't working. We've seen what he's done when he's gone to Spain now. But it's the players. The players. It's the players.
No, we don't get the players. I keep saying that Emery never got who he wanted. He wanted Partey, he wanted Zaha, he got Pepe, who he didn't want. And when managers get players they don't want, they don't really play them.
Yeah.
So look, after that to have time, I agree. But you know what? Fans don't have the patience. In any team, it's not just about Arsenal. In any team, fans don't have patience. If you made a Champions League before last year like Spurs, you get fired the next year. Look at City. They win the league and they manage to get fired. They brought in Guardiola, who wasn't better than those managers, frankly. Yeah. Didn't do better than Mancini, didn't do better than Pellegrini, but he has a reputation. Because he won the Champions League with Barcelona. He didn't do well with Bayern, frankly, but he's revered because of his reputation.
Yes, Andy, you're right. I didn't get my 20 points out of the 10 games. Terrible.
Guys,
I'm speechless.
Yeah, I mean, the whole fan base is probably feeling like this right now, and we're walking into a London derby, and I don't really know how we walk into that derby. What I do know is that
White Hart Lane.
You know, you've got talent, you've got tactics, you've got all these different things. You've got players on high salaries, you've got world-class players, you've got average players. What I do know is when you go into a London derby, it's all about heart. And next week we have to see heart.
We don't have any heart right now.
Yeah, I know we don't.
Yeah. And I am encouraged by today's performance. That's all
I am too.
I am encouraged by the kids they play well. We may not have a lot of shots on goal or scored, but we created more chances than we have before. The kids look confident. Willett and Saka look really good. I am not going to sit here and be moaning what transpired. It is what it is. Wolves don't give up a lot of goals. We gave up two really bad goals. David Luiz, I don't want to blame him, but he shouldn't be on the field. He was injured, and it's irresponsible to play him for the entire game, no matter how much he contributes to your team. He had a concussion, basically. That's irresponsible.
Yeah, it is.
So we just got to retool and come again. And look, I think Arteta is going to be a good manager. But the problem I have with Arteta is this. Because you win a cup competition, doesn't give you the fact that you think you're Ferguson or you're Klopp or Guardiola. You just make all these decisions. Banish Guendouzi, banish my favorite player, send Torreira to Spain. You're doing all these things as if you run this program because you have not the reputation, you have got the gravitas, you have everything that takes to say you're a great manager. You haven't won anything except a FA Cup. Blend yourself in, act like you have some humility. Don't act like, and you know what? You're conflicting. Because William went to the bar, you didn't punish him.
Thank you.
You can't do things much. You're going to be consistent. Gotta be consistent.
And therein lies the problem. But I've been saying, you guys, you've been hearing me for weeks saying, bond the veterans, play the young players. We saw Nketiah, Saka, and Martinelli last year replace some of the players that weren't getting it done, and it was a revelation to see these players. Now we're seeing Willett come in, we're seeing Nelson come in, and we want to continue this movement. But
I agree.
At the same time, bring in quality world-class players like Thomas Partey, bring in players like Gabriel, bring in players who can make a difference. That is how you build a good team. You invest and use your youth and bring up guys from the academy, and then you go out and you get world-class players. And the two in tandem will build a team for you. We need to give Arteta time to get this done. Yeah? It's as simple as that.
I think he will. But you know, there are still questions to be asked of him, especially when it comes to selection.
Yeah, I agree.
We had no Pepe today. We had no Partey today. We had no Inland today. There are a few players missing. Hopefully, Pepe won't be back next week for the derby, but hopefully Partey and Elneny will play next week. I don't think Ceballos and Xhaka are the solution. They're not. So let's see if he plays those two players who didn't play today, because Spurs are going to be a tough team. Right? They're playing tough defensively, and they can hit you on the counter. So it should be an interesting game, actually, because we're not the most prolific team, not fluid team going forward. So we should see what happens next week.
So, Tony, before I come to you, big shout out to Aaron. Hope everything's going well, bro. Aaron, thank you for the donation. And much appreciated, my brother. It says Arteta
love
has
to
drilled...
you, Aaron. My main man, Aaron, in the house.
And then a big shout out to Green Squad represent. He's saying Arteta has drilled them too much and they're exhausted. And the army general approach might be, yeah, I think it might be. And I think that we've seen that because of the players that are just not here. Like I said, talented players.
This year?
I don't think there is. Because the Euros
started late.
Yeah, because the Euros and everything. The season started late. So I think that there's a level of that, Aaron. I think that he's hit them hard and you know, he's struck the whip and he's hit them hard, but at the same time, he's looking after Willian and he's putting his favourites in there. And this is just something that isn't, you know, you've got to be firm but fair as a manager. And I think it's a little bit disjointed what's going on. Tony, what's your thoughts, mate?
Listen, we go on. We play our nothing game with the kids on Thursday, and we move on to Spurs next weekend. We always expect a reaction. We always expect that there will be some point in time when the run of bad games will turn, and what better place to do it than at White Hart Lane? So. Is what it is. I was enthused slightly by the second half performance, even although we didn't get anything on target. I do think we created more. I think once we bring back Partey into the fray, I think we potentially have a better balance overall. Anyway, and hopefully that will mean that we can take on Spurs next week and get a result somehow.
So, Neomis, what about you, mate? What's your thoughts on today?
Overall, for me, just because I thought we were going to win the game, I thought it was a disappointing performance. I didn't like the fact that Mikel Arteta, for me, I think he got some of the choices wrong to begin with, and the players that he picked. For me, I thought Maitland-Niles was a must just to deal with Traore. I was shocked to even find out he wasn't even on the bench. I don't get why Maitland-Niles is being frozen out and is only regulated to playing in the Europa League. And he actually, in the last Europa League game, I thought he played pretty well. I got nothing but plaudits. So I don't understand that. In regards to everything else, in terms of creativity, I think the problems in this game is to do with the midfield. But when you have El Neni and Partey not there, I mean that all kind of really adds to it. I don't think that Guendouzi or Torreira could have done much in that midfield, but I mean, to be really honest, it's probably better than Ceballos.
I want to ask you about that. Torreira and Guendouzi have two things in common, and that is they run tirelessly and they tackle, and we just don't have that with the two we've got now. Every game we play them in, they just are getting blown away. And it doesn't. We're not even seeing a good game from them. We're not even lead. They got overrun against Leicester. They got completely blown out the park. Leeds. They couldn't handle Leeds at all. And then today they just capitulated again. So it's not like we're getting a decent game. It's bad games from Xhaka and Ceballos, game after game after game after game. So
I know.
Torreira. Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say this is why, even though I don't personally like that midfield of Guendouzi and Torreira, I do think that midfield is better than Granit Xhaka and Ceballos. I mean, this is the second game now where I've seen where I don't even know if it's just, I don't think it's a talent with them. I just think that they literally just are not equipped. They don't have the natural talent to deal with the onslaught that we constantly get within that midfield. Granit Xhaka he doesn't have the athletic ability to keep up with the pace of the game, and Ceballos just gets overrun. And by the time he gets himself in the position, like a lot of the times, it's already too late.
Ebony,
where do I start? I thought we played better in the second half because we created more chances, even though we couldn't convert them. As for the midfield, they were non-existent today, particularly Xhaka. I think I saw him touch the ball twice throughout the whole game.
He was missing. He was completely missing.
He was as was Ceballos, to be fair. I mean, you saw him fall over a bit, but then, But I just, where are we going to get our goals from? I mean, we don't really have, any prolific goal scorers anymore. We used to, but we don't have any of them now. So, the fact that, today we had Gabriel, he's the only goal threat that we've had today. Chances went missing. And we're just not putting them away. And we've got Spurs next week at White Hart Lane, and that's going to be tough. Although we do quite well against them, and if we win against them, then that's just a foregone conclusion. But I mean, at the end of the day, we are looking second rate. I don't care what anyone says. We are looking second rate. Yes, the kids did well, but they can't do the job on their own. We do need that blend of youth and experience. And with regards to some of the players, some of the older heads that are just not doing it. What do you do with them? Do you bench them? Aubameyang. If we have to bench Aubameyang, whether he's captain or not, whether he's the highest player on the field or not,
they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it. But sometimes you have to. sometimes you have to bite the bullet and say, look, you know what? You're not doing well. You're not the best in the ball. You're not scoring. Sit down.
I agree with you.
You know, as much
I really do. Like, try
as
something new.
much as I berate Nketiah, I would have brought Nketiah on instead of Lacazette. I think Lacazette's time is finished. He literally has finished.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I'd rather play following Balogun than Lacazette right now.
And the other thing that we have to question Arteta as well is some of his selection. You know, I know Emil Smith Rowe has just come from the back of an injury, but he played about 5 minutes on Thursday. Bring him in. You know, why didn't he play? Why did he not play AMN? Why wasn't he playing today?
So, guys, we're gonna have a podcast later on this week. If you can make Wednesday, let me know, because 10 games have gone, and we have to talk about those 10 games, and we have to talk about the predictions that we gave. We now have 13 points from a possible 30.
That is a lot lower than what I predicted. I can tell you that now.
Listen, me and Bertrand was going
13 points.
Yeah, me and Bertrand was going easy, and we were way off as well. Nabo, what was your overall thoughts of today's game as well?
You know, when you just said, you know, we've only played 10 games, and really that should fill you with some kind of hope that, you know, you're only 10 games in, and you could turn it around. But my thought is that, you know, with 10 games in, so much worse can happen. If we can't get this sorted out, it's almost like a certain relegation thing. If this carries on the way it is, we are getting relegated. Something's going to have to change, and the amount of games that we've got to go wrong is what's worrying. For me, like I said, today was the day. You know, I mean, I'm not calling for Arteta's head. I am not calling for his head. But today is the day when I actually realize and maybe ask myself, you know, maybe this is a bridge too far for him. Maybe this is just a step up too much for him. Because the list, like I said, for me, you know, people.
But that's a hard question to ask when he hasn't been given the players he needs to. As I said to Bertrand, when you've got somebody with great ideas, great structure, and a plan, a good business plan for the structure of building a team, you back them like Liverpool did with Klopp. He finished 8th in his first season. But when you've got someone who has lost the players, lost the fans.
No, listen, let me stop you there. Look, listen, these managers are going through revolving doors, okay? If your last manager got spend, you're not going to get as much as you would like. The point is, I'm looking at, like, historically, we brought in Aubameyang, we brought in Lacazette, you know, we brought in Torreira and Guendouzi, who were good signings. We brought in Saliba, which again was a very promising signing. And then we've come in now into this new era, and we've got what? Pepe for 72 million. You've got your man Willian. You've got Tierney. You've got great signings in Gabriel, and you've got Partey as well. And you've got your boy that you're looking for. He's your boy, Ceballos, whatever his name is. That's your boy. You want him, right? You can't argue about money. You can't argue about, you know, these teams that we're looking at, Wolves and the others, Villa. They're competing with us. We're probably spending a lot more than them. That is enough for what you need to be getting on with. Okay, you try to get Aura, fine, but look, you're going to need some creativity. You're going to need a playmaker. You're going to need an AM at number 10. It's your choice. If you choose to bomb out Ozil, then you got to do better. You've got in Willian. Okay, he's not doing it either. But then, like I said, and this is my thing, you know, Torreira, if you're a good coach and you can make someone like Torreira play, he's a great option for you, even if it's coming off the bench. You got the same with Guendouzi, but you bomb out those guys, and then what? Like you said, what are you left with? Guys like Granit Xhaka. Like, can you not see what this guy brings to the table? And like I said, you know, I've said it, and I think more and more people are also saying it as well. It's rejecting, and your Ainsley Maitland-Niles as well. It's rejecting those players and not being able to manage and coach on the players that you got left. With your players like Lacazette, with your players like Pepe, with your players like Willian. You know, the man management is awful. Like it's as if Arteta is a defensive coach. He's just come in and he's pulled a couple of strings and he's made it so that we don't get smashed anymore. We used to get smashed 5-1 and all this. But the only difference in the new regime, the only difference in Arteta's role or management is that we no longer get smashed 5-0 anymore. We still lose these games. We still can't win these games. There's still like no direction.
Because regardless of what team you have in sports, the purpose of coaching a team that you've taken over, which is a failing team, is to improve the defense first. That's how you build a foundation for success throughout. Not instant success, but if you have a roadmap, say of 2, 3, 4 years, you build from the back. You make your defense stronger, and then you build moving forward. That's the structure. That is the right way, the roadmap to build a successful team. So I agree. There's some issues in the way we play, in the formations that we're sitting at, in terms of the tactics. All of this has been done to forego Arsenal not letting in any goals. And
I've lost faith. I wouldn't say Arteta out, but I've got to say for the first time now, I don't. Just like we are relegation fodder, I think Arteta has just joined the sack race. If he can't get this sorted out, he's going to get sacked. I can see it. I can see it.
Let's hear from the guys in the chat. So Mike is saying, it's a foregone conclusions. You will lose against Spurs. At the moment, Spurs could send out a B team and still beat Arsenal. Cool K is saying, can't believe we're still seeing Xhaka, Bellerin and Laka getting minutes at this club. Wow. Andrew saying, clearly far too many current squad do not possess the mental fortitude to dig in and turn a loss into the draw. Also, Andy, did you know that Arsenal have only come back from behind to win at half-time once in their last 13 games? So it was kind of, you could see where this going. It's a trend, yeah? And as said by our panel here, you know, once Arsenal went 2-1 down, once they went 1-0 down, it was like, how are we going to come back? And when we did, and then we let another goal, and it was like, you know, we popped a bit of magic with Gabriel. You can't depend on that happening again because we just don't score goals. Aaron saying, yes, Nabil, agree, enough evidence to see, and he stopped their performances. I think it's probably where he has stopped us from losing games and working the defense rather than working with the offense. CJ also agrees with Nabil, says facts, Nabil. KK says, Arteta out, he's a load of Let's move on to Dorji. Dorji says, don't blame the coach. Aubameyang is overly hyped. Hector is done. Willock. Oh, I've lost him there for a second. Hector's done. Willock is a Sunday League player. I don't agree with that. Xhaka is average. So is Dani Ceballos. Lacazette can't control the ball. Striker and mid connections, mid confidence. There's a level of honesty there. KK said he's done with this shit. CJ saying Arteta is a reborn Emery. Guys are really starting to feel it now. Andrew saying, question, name one practical thing Arsenal can implement to affect positive change in the mentality. Play the kids. Yep, that is number one. Number one. If your veterans aren't doing it for you, don't reward them by naming them on the team sheet. I've been saying it for the last 3 weeks. I'll continue to say it. Put the kids in. Let them die for you. Let them run to death. If you lose with the kids or you don't win, at least you have tried. With these guys, they're not even trying. Come on. How many times did Ceballos and Xhaka touch the ball today? That's your cog. That's your linchpin. That's the fabric of your whole team in your midfield. And for the last 3 or 4 games, what have those two done? Name me one thing that Xhaka and Ceballos has done in the middle of the park. Embarrassing. But the good thing is, at least we have Partey and El Nene to look forward to. That's saving grace right there. CJ saying Arteta's a fraud. Aaron saying Arteta has to question himself and rethink his approach. Yeah, he does. I really do think he does have to do that. Sam is saying, winner, what? Okay. Carletto, good to see you, Carletto. Carletto saying Arsenal are the worst managed team administratively. Ozil sitting at home getting 350k a week. We pay 28 million for Saliba. He's not even playing. 72 million for Pepe, and Pepe he did start one game in the first 8 Premier League games. Imagine that, 72 million on a player, and he's sitting on the bench. 9 centre backs. Willian on 220, and it goes on. Yeah, it's the fabric of failure. Nana saying, I think Arteta is out of ideas. We can't even play good passes. Karathi is saying, Aubameyang has got ozulitis. Man stopped caring since the new contract.
Yeah, it's true.
Jack is saying, Arsenal, what an absolute laughing stock. I won't say his second thing there because it's the F word. Joshua saying, how does it feel to be the joke of a team in the league? It doesn't feel any different than it did when Emery got sacked. That's for sure. Andrew, it could have been a cricket score against Spurs. Would not like to see Arteta, not like to be in Arteta, probably shoes and squad if that occurs. I think if you don't get up for Spurs, then you can't get up for anything. I just dread what happens after the Spurs game if we lose. I just want to see what the owners do. As far as I'm aware, Josh and Vinay are sold into what Edu and Arteta are doing, and it's going to take time, and you're going to have a few bumps across the road, and that's just what it is. Let's look at an overall look at if you want to do the rating, rate. I'm not begging you. If you just want to do an overall, talk about a few players, then do that, and we'll go around that way. I think I'll start off. Bert Leno, I probably would have given him a 5. Fumbled the deflection. It wasn't his fault he might have palmed it back in, but it was deflected. Yeah, I don't think that was his fault. I think his distribution was not influential. I'll use it that way. And some of the crosses that came in, and believe me, there was a lot of them, he's just not handling crosses very well. And that's nothing new to us. He's a great saver and shot stopper of the ball. We know that. We've seen it time and time again. He made another good save today as well with his feet. But, still, I'm afraid we are where we are with Leno. But I give him a 5 today. It's average game. Bellerin, I'm going to have to give him a 3. Some of his passes were just misplaced. His decision-making defensively, apart from one play where he came back and headed it out of danger, otherwise it would have fallen to Neto for a chance. I think his positioning defensively was woeful. When he was in advanced positions, he was 2 or 3 times he got the ball and ran into traffic, just ran into defenders with no plan and lost the ball. So I give him a 3. David Luiz, I'm going to say he should have been off after the collision. I don't know why he wasn't. I'm not going to grade him. Gabriel, I give Gabriel, I give him a 7. It was a great goal he took. He was probably Arsenal's best player on the field, if I'm honest. He put his body on the line. He actually had 4 blocks today, lying down, trying to do what he can to block shots. How did they not get him over to Marc Traore early enough after Traore just ripped Kieran Tierney? I do not know, but he gets a 7 from me. Kieran Tierney gets a 3 as well. Nightmares from Armin Traore. Once they did the switch, he played in advanced positions and helped some of their attacks. A little bit of help to the revival in the second half, but he looked fatigued. I think he got ran rugged, Kieran Tierney, in this game, and he just looked gas after it. Danny Ceballos, I give a 2. Exceedingly poor game from Ceballos all day. Passes, didn't create nothing. I don't even know what his passing accuracy was today, but he was in no man's land. He didn't have the focus, and Wolves just played by him all day long. And the same is with his partner, Xhaka, who I give a 1 out of 10. How could you possibly play worse than Ceballos? He did. And he was like, he wears number 34 on his jersey, and Tony knows where I'm going with this. He was highway 34 today. Cars and players were just going by him at will, and there's nothing he could do to stop it. Truly appalling from Granit Xhaka, and he was uninterested. There was no geist, no fight, no nothing in his display today. Joe Willock, I give Willock a 5. Average game from Willock. I thought some of his passes could have been better weighted, which would have improved his distribution. But he did start to come alive in the second half. and I liked him in the revival of us creating all those chances. I still think that Arteta will develop his game in here. That's 2 starts in a row for him now. Do you start him against Spurs? I think I would. Because what's the solutions? Yeah, I think that's where we are. What's the solutions? Wow. Forward line. Okay, so let's give you the good news first. Saka, I give a 5. I thought he was lively and he was dangerous, but he didn't have much end product, and he missed a couple of chances. Not one, but he missed 2 chances where he didn't even hit the target. I know Bertram says he's not a goal scorer, but he's not really. He's too young. He's just turned 19. To say he's not a goal scorer yet is just too young in his game and his development. He may turn out to be one. He's still developing his game, but I liked what opportunities he created. Some good opportunities for us today. Aubameyang, I'm giving a 2. He's just been disinterested. What little chances he's got are going nowhere. No energy running into space. We're getting nothing from him. He's just not working hard enough and hasn't been for weeks now. Willian, actually, I give a 5. It looked a little bit heady today. Didn't gas himself out. A brilliant cross for the assist. And not just with the assist, but he played some good deliveries into the ball again. But he doesn't seem to have any chemistry with this front line whatsoever. But I'm going to give him a 5. I think he did okay today. Bertram, you got the conch.
So I am not as despondent or as emotive as others are about today's performance. I'm actually pleased with today's performance, even though we lost, and that may sound a little bit strange. But I've watched us for the first 9 games, and our attacking, we attack with no intent. We did today. We made a couple of mistakes defensively, which created goals for Wolves, which we need to correct. I don't agree with the concept that necessarily build teams from the back. I think it all depends on what you have in place and what you need. When Klopp came in, his last piece of his puzzle was Alisson and Van Dijk. It wasn't building from the back. He actually built he took what he had, enhanced his forward line first, some of his midfielders, and then put a final piece to the puzzle. So at the end of the day, we are a work in progress. As you can see from today, when we're talking about replacement, we couldn't come up with who we deem to be like a City or a Liverpool to go on their bench and pick a game changer from their bench to come and help us win the game. We brought in Lacazette, and I keep saying this, our 4 top earners, I think it's about 1 to 1.1 mil a week that they make between Lacazette, Pepe, Aubameyang, and my favorite player. And none of them are really producing at the level that they've been compensated, which is part of our biggest problem. Now, people say play the kids, but this is a results business. And if he plays the kids and we lose, then it's not going to give him any leeway because he played the kids and he's trying to mold them. He has to play what he deems to be his best teams. He's brought in Saka, who has been playing really, really well. He's playing Willock now, who I think played better than a 5 than you gave him today. So I'm encouraged by that. And we have chances. I think I'm not going to give Saka what everyone seems to do, that he's young, and therefore he can allow to miss chances. He missed a sit against Leeds the week before, one-on-one with the keeper, and he missed. Today was even easier because he had a tap in and he missed. He's got to put those away. He plays forward. He doesn't play defense. He plays forward. He has to score goals. And we keep giving people leeway. So if William doesn't score and Saka doesn't score, the next score is supposed to be Aubameyang, who people say is not disinterested. I don't think people are disinterested. I don't think it's motivation. I think a lot of times it is what it is. It's quality. We don't have the quality to compete at the highest level. And I've said this throughout the season, which is the Premier League is a much more balanced league than it has been. Think about the team. City, Man U, Wolves, Leicester, even Villas of the world. You know, all these teams, 9 or 10 teams, are very competitive. And even the bottom teams like West Brom shouldn't have lost to Tottenham. West Brom shouldn't have lost last week. They lost by 1 goal to Man U, 1 goal to Tottenham. They're the bottom of the league, and they competed in those games. They could have won both games. So it's a very, very difficult league. Look, Arteta is going through some growing pains. He came in with this S on his chest. He's now being given some humble pie. And hopefully he takes a humble pie really well, revisit how he operates and his man management, because banishing Guendouzi and Torre and all those players, I'm not sure that's the approach you should take. You need to be humble because you want an FA Cup. Doesn't give you the authority to say I'm Ferguson or I'm Klopp. or Ancelotti. You're just not. And you get all these kudos. And I watch the program AFTV, and they say he's the best thing sliced bread. He's better than Lampard. No, he's not better than anybody else. Because we haven't seen him manage for a long period of time to make that determination. He does have attributes which you can envision and see, suggest he's going to be a good manager, but he hasn't done anything to be lauded about how great he is. And frankly, his record is not doing well. Now, you can blame Emery all you want about 2 in the last 17, but Emery had a winning percentage. Emery got a team from Wenger that wasn't doing well. That's why we got rid of Wenger, who's been there forever. So this whole concept about Emery had a better team, that's nonsense. Fallacy nonsense. Arteta needs a humble pie. Saliba not playing or even being in the squad. I keep saying this. You as a manager, when you come in, you observe first. You try to bring what you have learned, wherever you've been. You take all those things and try to put a product on the field that we all can love and appreciate. And right now, all the fans are going to be patient. If come here in the same position, they'll be calling for his head. This whole view about we're building for years, going to build for the next 3 years. Management may want to. Some management don't want to fire coaches. They don't want to fire managers. But they're forced to do so because fans will not tolerate it. They will make it very uncomfortable for us to go to for you guys to go to the game, or for Arteta to be there managing his team. They'll make it very, very uncomfortable. And if fans come back to the stadium when the vaccine becomes much more prominent by mid-season next year, and he hasn't improved the record, he will be in hot water. So look, I'm not discouraged. I do think the kids give me encouragement. I do think when we get Partey back and then Lenny back, we'll improve. Pepe will come back in another 2 games. So hopefully it's a positive perspective. I'm normally pretty damning when I think about these things, but I wasn't discouraged by today's performance. The only thing I'll say is this, and I've said this for the longest. We have only scored 10 goals in 10 games? 10 goals in 10 games is not going to do it. We are the 4th worst scoring team in the league. That's not going to cut it. We got to do better. But hopefully we will. So I'm not going to kill the team. And I'm not going to do it in ratings because I think most people play the same today, similarly, apart from maybe someone like Aubameyang who needs to do better.
Okay, so, and as you know, I think you went out of the party when I mentioned when you said, and it's subjective, that it's your opinion that you think Emery didn't have a better team. I said the reason why I think he had a better team is simply because of what the team achieved. They got to a Europa League final and they were 1 point off top 4 in their first season. Now, say what you will about who had the best team, but can you hand on heart tell me that this team right now can achieve exactly the same thing as what he did? Would this team get to the final of the Europa Cup? No. Would this team be 1 point off?
Here's what you're
4?
missing,
No.
Apollo. Here's what you're missing.
Are you not doing the player ratings?
Here's what you're missing. Wait, one second.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Here's what you're missing, Apollo. The league is better.
Bertram said he didn't want to do any ratings, so we'll go to
Apollo.
Yeah.
The league is better. So when you're doing your analogy and comparison, it's not a apples for apples comparison. The league is much tougher than it was when Emery was there, when we always made tough work. The league was much tougher. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony, what's your again? No pressure on the ratings. You don't have to do it. If you do have ratings, let's hear it. Oh, sorry. Before you go, I just want to cover this. CJ is saying, Apollo, if we lose to Spurs, are you Arteta out? No, I'm not. I'm in it for the long haul, bro, because I know how big the job is. It's a work in progress, and I'm going to sit through this one as a season ticket holder and pay to watch this shit for the next couple of years while they grow into a team, which I hope they can grow into. Also, I forgot 18 is saying Holding and Nelson. Sorry, I give a 6 for Rob Holding and I give a 6 for Reece Nelson. Tony.
Okay, first and foremost, welcome the African Gooner. Looking fresh cut.
Yeah, I didn't even get to introduce him in. We got 80 people watching the stream. Guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscription button. I'm 50 subscribers away from 5K. So we've got 80 people watching. Join the channel. The link to the Facebook page is below as well. And hit a like on the video. Tony, you got the conch.
Okay, so I'm going to be glass half full. Much like Bertram, I was enthused by some of the things I saw today. I still believe that we need to do something to make our presence felt right at the very top of the pitch. I mean, the two wide men seem to create something, but the top man just didn't succeed, and that will be reflected in my grade. Leno, I don't think he did anything wrong. He couldn't do anything with the parry that came off his legs. So I'm just gonna go with a 7 for Leno.
7. Wow, that's.
I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think he did anything wrong.
No, that's fine. Hold on, guys. It's Tony's opinion. Tony's gonna make his call. The only thing I said, Tony, though, is that I don't like his distribution at all. I mean, Ruinson's got better distribution.
Where did he make a mistake in distribution? You know, normally in a game, when he gets bad distribution, we've got the opposition playing silly buggers around the penalty area. He never had none of that today.
Yeah, I get that. I'm saying it, Tony, because as a goalkeeper, your distribution should give your midfield an advantage to get into counter attacks, and then this is not happening. We don't have that.
Every time he gives the midfielders the ball, they're playing round in circles. So actually, if you go and re-look at the game, you'll see that he delivers the ball to the midfield very quickly. But it's what they do with the ball after that, where it is not his fault.
Okay. All right, go on then.
Tony, I'll say one thing, Tony.
Go ahead.
I'll say one thing. Let's stop judging people based on their past performance. Judge them based on what they do today. There's nothing Leonard did wrong today. Even the goal he was being for got deflected. He couldn't save it.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. Yeah, we all agree on that.
Exactly. So
yeah, I'm talking about his distribution and how he came out and dealt with some of the crosses we saw today.
He never gave the ball.
Okay, if you thought it was fine, that's fine. Okay.
It was fine, but I feel like 7 is still a bit high.
Okay.
But I agree.
Go on, Tony.
Yeah, go on, Tony.
Bellerin. Some good, some bad. He's getting a 5. Yeah? Gabriel, some good, some bad. He's getting a 6 because of the goal. Yeah. Can I give him a 7?
I gave him a 7. I thought it was well deserved.
Go with a 7.
Yeah.
But a couple of missed tackles.
He had 4 blocks. He had 4 block shots defensively.
Yeah, 7. Louise, leave out. Tierney, 4. Got roasted too many times. Xhaka, 3.
And African Goon, I don't want to see you shake your head when he gave Tierney a 4. He's lucky he got 4 from Tony.
Yeah, I gave Tierney a 3.
Ceballos,
it's not his fault.
Willis,
it's not his fault.
5. Saka, 6. Aubameyang, 3. Willian, 5. Holding, 5. El Neni didn't come on.
Nelson,
5.
Can't even cross the ball.
Do you guys realize that our highest paid players get the worst grades most times we play?
I know. I was just about to say the same thing.
Not good enough.
You want to sum it up, Tony, before I move on to Neomis?
No.
Okay, Neomis. Again, no pressure. You don't have to give any grades, but if you do, you've got the conch.
Well, I'm not give ratings because my ratings are actually similar to yours, Apollo's, versus all the players. The only difference is that Aubameyang I would have given a 1. You're the captain, and for me, it was again another poor performance. I felt his attitude just was not there for me overall. But I think you hit the nail on the head with the rest of them. For me, the person I really want to talk about more is Mikel Arteta. I blame Arteta in terms of the team that he started out with. Now, I mentioned before in the live stream, why wasn't Maitland-Niles starting? At the very least, very least, he should be in the squad. Like, you know what Bertrand, you know what Traore was going to do. You know Tierney was going to get owned. Like, I knew that was going to happen. Like, and you don't even have the guy in the squad. Why do you need to have Nketiah and Lacazette on the bench? Choose one of them. I would prefer Nketiah. If he chooses Lacazette, fine. But there is no need to have 2 strikers there on the bench. It's not like we're going to go play two up front. And then thirdly of all,
so before you go into that point, so I brought up 2 months ago an argument that Arteta is moving away from what made him successful last summer, the summer.
Why?
I don't know why he's not doing it. We're not attacking teams. We're not pressing. We don't have. Look, when we were getting that done, Nketiah, Maitland-Niles. We just had, and even to a point, what's his name? It's just escaped my mind. Even to a point, we were rushing the back lines of top quality teams, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. We were making it difficult for those guys to play. And right now, average teams are coming up and turning up at the Emirates and playing us off the park because we're allowing them to do it. So from a tactical point of view, Arteta is completely gone from what he did last year. We've turned into we turned into warriors, into a bunch of Smurfs, and everyone's walking all over us. And that is a tactical issue. That is not, yes, part of it is what we've got on the field, but it's tactics as well. And we've completely gone away from what made us successful. And what you've said is what's frustrating me the most, that we're doing this. We're lambs to the slaughter now.
Well, the thing is, even though I do think tactics are a part to do with it, I think the players that we are choosing for those tactics are so important. I think part of that is, and it's something that I've mentioned several times to you on this show, is this political way of choosing players. Why can't we go back to, like you said, when he started out, he just chose the best players to go up against the teams that we were playing with at the time. Whatever is going on, like, why Willian can't be dropped, why the likes of Aubameyang can't be dropped if they're playing bad. Like, play your best players. If players play well, play them in the next game. Like, reward players for having a good game. This whole thing, like, I really hate, and it's to the point now where it's so obvious, where I see it with Willian, and I just don't like it. I think it's setting us back, and it's to the point whereby, to be honest, there's going to be so much pressure on Arteta going forward now that fans are going to start coming back into the stadium, that I'd be surprised if Arteta makes it to this time next season. I really do, because the way how this team is going, I think, like Bertram said, it looks like we're going backwards. And I feel like there's enough talent there in the overall squad whereby it doesn't need to be the case. It really doesn't. I know there are some other parts like ARSWOL, who I do think we have the players now to get the best out of ARSWOL, but to be honest, I've kind of said goodbye in regards to ARSWOL, because in 7 months he's gone either way. So it really doesn't matter. But there is a way to get the best out of your team, and I get it. There are injuries, but right now, like, he has to stop just playing the expensive players just because they've decided to pay them whatever money. If the kids are going to bring you a better balance, then play the kids. Because now it's about winning games. Like,
they're not good enough. The problem is that we don't have, if our best players and most expensive players don't play well, we're not like a Man City or United that our backup players are good enough. That's the issue. So we're relying on youngsters. Half of our team are academy players that we're trying to, compete for top 4. That's ridiculous, man. What big club does that? Like,
but we don't have a choice.
Yeah, we don't have a choice, because we're getting, from what I've seen,
much better.
From what I've seen today from Willock and Nelson, and what I've seen from Nketiah in the past, these guys are running and working harder than all these people that are letting us down. So you need to ask yourself, you need to ask yourself a question. Would you rather watch the same dross and lack of effort and lack of desire every single week, or watch these young kids run around and give their heart for the badge? Yeah, if you were
cross the ball past the first man, like,
if you were inside the stadium,
I think we're confusing effort with quality.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not about effort. I think the teams put the effort in. I don't think they're pressing like they did before, because people get burned out pressing. They're just not good enough.
If you're inside the stadium as a season ticket holder, like I am, you want to see a guy run for the badge and work hard. You yourself has mentioned that West Brom has lost, but they have lost working their tails off
But
to win these games. We are losing because we are disinterested. We're not interested. It's almost like these guys don't care.
I don't think so. I look at the players today; they were working hard. Apart from Abba, who is on and off. Tell me one other player who wasn't working hard today.
Ceballos, Xhaka.
No, I don't agree. He was working hard.
Yeah, well, that's your opinion. I'm telling you mine. Xhaka wasn't working hard. Ceballos was disinterested. Aubameyang didn't care. That's 3 players already.
I think we're blaming the people who think they're not good enough and saying they're not working hard.
No, I'm talking about the game today. Yeah, what they did previously is a trend. It's happening every week now. I'm seeing the same patterns from these players every single week. Get rid of them, put somebody in who's going to give you more of an effort. Even if you lose, you've tried harder. And that's just where I am from my... It might be different from Ella Kangoon and yourself, but for me, it's that's my train of thought.
Our difference, Apollo, is I don't believe it's a lack of effort.
Yeah.
I think it's a lack of execution because some players like Ceballos and Jack are not good enough. I think other players like Abba, he's one-dimensional. I've said this 1,000 times. And you put in position, he will score the goal, but he's one-dimensional. He doesn't do anything else except score goals. And who's the player to play in a certain position to demonstrate their capability, to differentiate themselves? He's not the man to do it.
And if players are not working hard,
spend all this money on all this attacking force, and everybody said we're going to be quality going forward, and it's been the opposite.
Okay.
Are you still doing?
Neomis, do you want to finish your point about Arteta, and then I'll move on?
He has to change things. Again, I'm saying the same thing for the second, third week in a row now, or else, he's going to end up being out. So that's it for me.
Ebony, again, you can give ratings if you want. If not, just give us an overview.
Okay, I'll do the rating. I'll do ratings and then my other thoughts as well. Leno, he gets a 5. I personally felt that he could have done better with the goal, the second goal, where it deflected. But that's just an argument that we can go over that forever and a day. That's just my opinion. Bellerin, going for offensively, he's not too bad. Defensively, he's all over the place. Part of me thinks that he doesn't want to play as a defender anymore. But at the end of the day, he's defensively he's just off key. There were some moments where he passed some great balls. Today he made a great cross into I think it was the cross that he made to Aubameyang, in which he missed a sitter as far as I'm concerned. But I give him a 4. Luiz, I shan't rate Luiz for this game. He should have actually gone off with that head injury. Tierney, as usual, Tierney on his day is great. And I'm a big fan of his, but with certain players, like Traore, he does get roasted. And what I would have done was, if it was up to me, I would have actually played Maitland-Niles there, or just swap things around and maybe put Gabriel there, because Gabriel would have actually dealt with Traore a lot better than Tierney. So, but I mean, again, he made some great crosses and he's a good crosser. So I give him a 5. Xhaka, where art thou? I actually didn't notice he was playing until he touched the ball twice in the second half. 0. Ceballos, sorry, but he's shit. And I've been saying that for the past 2 years. He's shit. Ceballos, again, didn't realize he was playing until I saw him on the floor, rolling on the ground. I have no idea what he was doing. His passing was just skew whiff as far as I'm concerned. 2. Willock, he's still developing, and yes, some of his decision making is needs to be better. But as far as I'm concerned, he's still got to grow into the game. I give him a 6. Saka, I just love his hold up play. For me, You know, when he was down the flank, he made some great passes. I give him a 7. Aubameyang, sorry, I love you, but today you get a 2. Absolutely woeful. And as it has been said so many times, he's a great goal scorer, but he does absolutely nothing else. Willian, I didn't think he had too bad a game. I know lots of people, have a disagreement with Willian, but I thought he was all right. I mean, it wasn't his best game, but I'll give him
Bless you, bro.
See, that's what Arsenal does to Ebony, right? Like, just make.
Kill
I know
her.
they're making you sick. I get it. I get it. It's fine.
I'll give him a
Catch yourself,
6.
Ebony.
Yeah, Willian, he gets a 6. Holding, when he came on, when Holding came on, he wasn't too bad, but you could see the frustration.
You want to get a drink, Ebony?
I'm fine.
It's fine.
Right.
Yeah, when Holding came on, he did. He wasn't really on for long enough, but you could see the frustration. But I give him a 6. Oh, Lenny, didn't really know.
He didn't come on. He didn't come on.
Okay, Nelson. Nelson. I thought he played all right. Again, he's one of those players that his decision making isn't always great, but I didn't think he did too badly, so I give him a 5. But there is one thing I have to say. Arteta, we can turn around and say that the same players that failed the other 3 managers are failing him, and that's fair enough, and I agree with that. But at the same time, questions need to be asked of his tactics, his decision making, and he has to be asked, why is he not playing certain players? Why is he too scared to drop certain players? If I was in his position, I'd bite the bullet. I would drop Lacazette. I would drop Aubameyang. I would drop Willian. And like you, I play the kids.
Yeah, I just play the kids.
Just take that chance. Take that chance and play the kids. At least the kids have some fight in them. At least the kids are playing for the badge. At least the kids are trying, particularly in the second half, when you could see that they were trying to create chances upon chances. All right, fair enough. They didn't go anywhere, but you could see the effort.
That was all the kids.
Exactly. Play the kids. If it doesn't work, okay, it doesn't work. Then yes, you may have to blend youth with experience, because that's what other teams do. So I don't see why we can't do that. But today's performance, I mean, I can't take anything away from Wolves. They created their chances, they defended well, and they played us off the park. So, but where Arteta's concerned, he has to be asked questions, and he needs to sit down, and he has to start biting the bullet now. Okay.
Nabil, you can either do top marks, your player ratings, or just an overview. Up to you, mate. You got the conch.
Yeah, I'll try and do some ratings. I think.
By the way, newsflash: Danny, who's one of our panelists, has just said Arteta isn't the one. He's given up on Arteta straight away.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, and that's our own Danny, who's one of our panelists. Go on, Nabil.
Yeah, so Leno, 5, Bellerin, 4, Gabriel, 7, Louise, forget Louise, Tierney, 3, Xhaka, 2, Jabralos, 2, Willock, 5, Saka 4. Aubameyang. Yeah, I'm in agreement with everybody else. Probably the worst I've seen them. 2. Willian. 1. Nelson. 4. We also got Holding. Holding came on, didn't do too badly. 5. Like, there's nothing to say. I mean, honestly, anything that I would say now, I've said it before. And my general feeling is, I mean, a lot of people are really slagging off these players and talking about, you know, wholesale changes need to be made. We need to tear it completely up and start again. Well, this ain't FIFA. It don't work like that. You know, it's going to take a while to tear things up and start all over again. And I believe it's all about stabilizing. It's all about, you know, even if we are going to completely change this squad over a period of 3 seasons, it's all about stabilizing. Because if you don't stabilize that team, you're going to get relegated, and that's where we are. We're just not stable. These players, Lena's good enough, Bellerin's good enough, Gabriel's good enough, Luiz is good enough, Tierney's good enough. You know, Saka, Alba, they're all good enough. Like I said at the very beginning when I was just speaking to you, Apollo, there are just some clear holes. When you got Partey in, if you got El Neni or a good partner for Partey, but then you need a left-sided player. You need that number 10. And I don't think our right side is sorted either. I don't think Pepe is the answer, and I don't think William's the answer. So there's work to be done, but like I said, that's not the issue. The work that we all know that. What is the issue is stabilizing the team, getting the players that you've got now or you've got access to perform at a certain standard, grind out results, you know, have a little bit of tactics about you. And that's where Arteta's losing me, because he should be doing better with the players he's got.
Yeah, I think so. And then not to mention the players he's let go, he hasn't really improved in those areas. And I have to, you know, you guys know me, always looking on a glass half full. Me and Tony Cox are always trying to find a light at the end of the tunnel. And I think, you know, what does this team look like with a Partey, an El Nene in the middle, with a Pepe coming back, and with an informed Aubameyang who wants to lead his team. At the moment, he doesn't look like the leader we asked for. Do you remember when I said to you guys, he doesn't score against the big teams? How many goals is he going to get in the lead up to the end of last season? And he was literally scoring every single game. That isn't the Aubameyang that we've got at the moment. So with all those things around him, I think people underestimate how much of a big difference Thomas Partey makes in a football team. We've seen him, even in an Arsenal shirt, dominate a midfield. We've seen him do that. We don't have that. We've gone from one of the most productive all-round midfielders in Europe, and the stats show us that, to one of the worst, which is Xhaka. Xhaka statistically is one of the worst midfielders in regards, and I'm not talking about passing, he doesn't create anyway, but I'm talking about duels won, I'm talking about tackles, aerial duels, things like that. Stuff that makes a difference in the midfield. Being the ball winner, being a disruptor, being someone who takes it to the other team and stops the flow of their midfield. Xhaka can't do that.
Can I just say something really quick? I'm really sorry, but I feel like I didn't want to do this. But I mean, I'm losing faith in Arteta. I really want him to do well. But I'm looking at that, is it Thomas Tuchel? Yeah, and I'm thinking that's probably someone that we need. I think we need someone like Tommy Tuchel.
See, for me, that's another Unai Emery, because both of them was kind of, actually he's different because he was at Juve, wasn't he?
If you're not going to get Allegri, get Tommy Tuchel, because he done decent at Dortmund, and he done decent at Paris Saint-Germain. I don't think he can drop to these sort of standards. I think he can at least stabilize and grind out results and add. I think it's the whole job. I just don't think Arteta's got the whole repertoire of management skills to do this job.
Yeah, I think it's.
I think I know who can help us actually.
La African Guna. Before I come to you, La African Guna. Session is a Chelsea fan. It says Chelsea fan here. Who loves Willian, and is he a great player? But you have to make him the engine of your team. I think I did mention today, Sutton, that we saw him play well today. He had, you know, the interlink, the passing. It wasn't something that has been invisible for us. Last week against Leeds, the first 10 minutes, actually first 20 minutes, the effort and the energy from him was definitely there. But there comes a level of synergy playing. You remember he was at Leeds for what, 6-7 years? Sorry, he was at Chelsea for 6-7 years. He doesn't have the chemistry yet with this Arsenal team, and that's something that's going to take a bit of time. But there's definitely a quality player in there, and we saw that today when he delivered not just an assist for the goal, but a couple of instances where he created. You just have to make sure you get on the same wavelength, and that's going to take time. It is going to take quite a long time, actually, considering where we are. Like African Guna, you got the player ratings there where you can just do an overview. It's up to you, mate.
Yeah, I guess I'll do a mixture of both. I didn't really get to give my summary, but I mean, I disagree with some of the panel members. I think some of the stuff is like, my ears are bleeding, really. You know, first in regards to Nabil, what he was saying, look at Chelsea. I know that we don't have the owners and stuff, but if you really want to, we can scratch this team and get like 5, 6, 7 players and start over. If we really wanted to, I know we don't have the owners to do so, but if they decided to wake up on the other side of the bed and actually spend the money, we can do that, right? So I think we're just so used to them not spending that we're like, that's our expectation now, that we think we can do it. But it is definitely possible. In terms of what Ebony was saying, we've been playing with a mixture of youngsters and experienced players for the last 2-3 years. So, you know, for me, that's like, man, it's the same old crap. We're dog shit, man. We're dog shit, and I'm sorry, man, but I'm disappointed in myself that I let the Partey transfer sway me so badly that we actually had a chance this season. I was so excited with that signing, and I do agree 100%. He makes us a different team, but he's still not the answer. We're missing so much more than just a Partey, and you know, it's a long way for us. I don't think that Arteta is necessarily to blame. I think the players are just damn crap, and there's nothing really he can do about it. I think even if you get another manager, we're just going to be a little bit better. I think we can get better out of these players, but we're not going to be consistent, and it's going to be the same stuff. You know, we can beat Barcelona, and the next day, even with a new manager, we're still going to lose against, you know, average teams. So it's going to be the same cycle until we replace players with that are actual quality and that we can depend on. You know,
I just want to ask you a question there. That was on your first point when you talked about investment. We've spent 220 million since last summer, but Tony Cox is the person that has been alluding to the fact that the money was not spent wisely. And I think there's a difference between what you're saying, and you make a very good point about spend money, but it's not just about spending money, it's about what you're doing with that money. Half of that money we spent was on dog shit and could have been invested much more proficiently than what was spent. And that is probably the reason why Raul Saleh is not here anymore. It's because there's things that we did which was just completely counterproductive. So William Saliba, Cedric Soares, Pepe, and when you look at what we've done with the spine of Aubameyang. Well, we wasn't to know on that one, but I get your point. But it's got to do. You can look. Man United have spent 900 million since Fergie left. Where are they? It's what you do with the money, and it's who you bring in. So there's a level of what Tony is saying, what Bertram has said, what Nabil has said, and what you're saying, the African Guna. All of that combination about scouting. I mean, scouting, we need help, man. And I like who Edu's brought in, but we need to make sure.
I hear that point fully, but I mean, if we look at it and we're quite honest in our reflection, we need like 300 million to really have a decent team right now. We need a pump of 300 million. And you say, where is Man United? I mean, they're far ahead of us. Look at their team. Look at the quality in their team. So,
and again, not necessarily, because our most productive players have come in under 30 million. That's what I'm saying. It's not the money. It's what you do with it. We could spend 300 million.
I agree with
I agree. It's not a money issue. You can have a lot of money. Question: how do you spend the money? So think about it. All the players we're gonna be leaving us, whether it's this is kidding, Mkhitaryan, whether it's Socrates, whether it's Mustafi. Think about it. We're gonna get zero for their return. We spend 30 million. 25 million, and we're getting zero return. Plus, the ones that we spend a lot of money on salary-wise, or we have bought, whether it's Laka, Abba, William, Pepe, they're not producing at the level they should be. So if you're coming, we spend a lot of money. It's not a money issue. It's how wisely have you spent your money?
Yeah. I tell you what, see, the thing is with me, right? I'm starting to become a little bit more realistic with the spending, right? And and I've listened to you a lot, Apollo, over the years, talking about our budgets and what's possible and what's not possible, and working within the constraints of that. And this is what real management is about. This is what real management looks like. When you can go out there in a window and get yourself like Thomas Partey, 45 million, that is a bloody good signing.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey is a flipping good signing. Gabriel is a bloody good signing. You've got your Tierney's and your Pepe's before that. These are decent. Yeah, Martinelli. These are decent signings as far as we're concerned. What you're looking for now is some management now. You're looking for someone who can get the best out of these players, can organize these players, can put these players in a system that's going to work.
Liverpool's model shows you that.
Exactly. Players, you've got yourself Willian. You've got yourself Willian who can create. You've got yourself Pepe who's a winger. Now you've got to put it all together as a manager and get to. I'm not asking you to win the league with this. I'm not even asking you to get top 4 with this. With what you've got and what you can see in your management skills and organization and whatever, get me to the 5th, 6th place, 7th even, but not 14th. You can't be having these players and sitting in 14th. This is come on, mate.
All right, let African Gunner finish because, and then we can go back to an open floor.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you, Nabil, but we need so many more players. Yes, all those players are good, but it's not enough. We need so much more. And listen,
for what? The reason to get to 6th place. No, hold on.
We need a left winger.
Bro, listen. We're not getting dressed. We know what we need. We know what we would like. We're talking about what do we need to get somewhere. I'm talking about just getting to 6th place, getting to 5th place, getting to 7th place, which is respectable progress. It takes time. So it's step by step. So for progress sake, that's all I want. That's all I want. Get me to 6th place. You don't need every single position filled with what you want just to get there. You can do that now if you've got management skills.
Yeah,
if you've got management skills, you can do that right now. If you want Dembele and you want you're talking about
and all these guys, they're rubbish. It doesn't matter which manager you have, they're fucking rubbish.
You need to plug in your FIFA then. You need to plug in your FIFA. This is real life football. You're not going to get rid of 11. You're not going to get rid of 11 players. You're not going to get rid of it. Bro, you're not going to get rid of 11 players and replace them in a season. This isn't FIFA.
I'm not saying I'm not saying to replace all 11 players. I'm saying we need to get rid of 5 players or so and actually buy more players.
It doesn't work like that, bro.
Yeah, we tried. We tried last summer to get rid. And African Gunner, we tried this summer to get rid of our players. And I did warn everybody on the first day transfer. I said we'd be lucky to get rid of 2 or 3. How much did we get rid of? 2 or 3.
You were right.
Because everybody was in a position where they didn't want Deadwood. We were in a COVID. Nobody was spending. Yeah, it's everybody stuck with their Deadwood.
This is the reality of the game.
That's bullshit.
But then you've got to remember as well, we still got Deadwood. We still got Deadwood.
All right, can I get the rating?
Just to reply to Ebony. Ebony, look, we have got a lot of Deadwood. We've just given them ratings. We've got a lot of Deadwood, but we've also got players who we have seen. We've seen them. We've seen Leno pull it out of the bag. He's not better than Martinez. I'll give him that. But we've seen him pull it out the bag. We've seen Bellerin pull it out. We've seen Gabriel pull it out. We've seen Lewis pull it out. We've seen Tierney pull it out. We've seen Alba pull it out. We've seen Pepe pull it out. We've seen more than half the team pull it out. So I don't want to hear about rehashing the whole thing. All you got to do is just put a couple of the right players in the right places and coach them.
Yeah, but to be fair to Arteta, though, he has actually gotten them playing better.
He's got them better playing in certain phases, but as Neomis talked about, he's had failings too, and those are the things that. And look, when you're a manager and you sit down in front of your GM and your owners and you do your 1-to-1, which they do just like all of us do, you have to explain your results on a Monday morning in a meeting with your superiors. And Vinay and Edu and Arteta are going to have a very interesting conversation this Monday when they review this game. and the film and the footage because he has to be held accountable. But El African Guna, go on, finish up, mate.
Yeah, I'd like to give my player ratings. I'm getting in trouble because I'm raising my voice to actually get a point across. I'm working people at 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been told already. I've been given a warning. Yeah, so Leno, I'm going to give a 6. Like everyone said, I agree. Leno's good enough, and he didn't do much wrong. I just thought that 7 from Tony was quite high for a performance where we lost, but he didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to give him a 6. I think Bellerin was absolute dog shit. I give him a 4. Really disappointing. I mean, that run when he pulled down 2 players in a row, like that was so embarrassing. I mean, he was either gassed and he knew he was going to be able to make it, so he was trying to pull the player down and just get a yellow, but like, you know, he can't cross, he can't do anything. I want him out of the club. I'm done with him. Gabriel, definitely one of the best signings we've ever had in my lifetime, really. He's incredible. And I said it from the beginning that he's a monster. I know he made some wayward passes, but I'll forgive him for that. You know, you can't expect him to do everything at 100% all the time. So yeah, and if, by the way, if he got the chance, the headed chance that Holding got, I'm sure Gabriel would have scored that if it was him instead of Holding. So that was unlucky. Luis, I mean, why is this guy, like the last 2 games, he's getting into head injuries? Like, you know, what's going on with this guy? Like, you know, I don't see any other players getting into like these type of injuries like back to back. So he didn't play badly, but like he needs to be told like to be, I guess, less aggressive, because it's just not normal to have 2 games in a row where something like this happens. Tierney, I'm going to give Tierney a 4.5. I know Bertrand was waiting for this. Listen, you know, any player left back that played against Traore, I watched him today. He is untouchable, man. There's nothing Tierney could do, and there was no one to help him either, man. Like he couldn't do much. Like, I feel bad for him, and we're also expecting him to go, you know, bomb forward, make all the crosses. He's like one of our most creative players, so we're expecting him to do so much, and he's gassed by the time Traore gets the ball. You know, he's not getting help from Saka. Of course, he's gonna get killed. Like I agree, it wasn't a great game by him. But I mean, you also have to be fair and look at who he was playing against. Like he didn't really have a chance. So, I don't think.
I'm going to respond by saying all I want you to be is objective.
That was right. Was that fair? Was that not a fair reflection?
I would have given him a 3, but that's just me.
Okay, 4. I give him 4.
I didn't see Traore. No, I agree with you about Traore. I do treat Traore as an exceptional player, not goal scorer, but difficult to mark. But I've seen Nathan Miles mark him out the game because you know what he does. He anticipates where it's going, and he gets there.
I agree with that, but I don't think that the Maitland-Niles that we know now is that same Maitland-Niles that played in that game. I think he has more confidence, and I don't think that he would have done that much better. I mean, maybe a little bit better, but I still think he would have had a hard time. That's my feeling. I'm going to give Xhaka 0. I mean,
0.
Yeah, because he put the shirt on. He got the shirt on the right way around.
Oh, shit.
Not even a half. Not even a 1.5.
No, not at all, man. He was so bad.
-0.
Every time he gets the ball, he's trying to pass backwards. He never turns around with the ball. There was one point where he could release, and he tries to get a foul instead of releasing the ball early and putting us on a break. He's just so bad. I can't believe that I have to watch him. My eyes bleed when I watch him. You know, and at least he's getting subbed off, you know, in the 80th minute. I'm really happy that Arteta actually subs him off, you know. So
yeah, because he's dog shit.
Yeah, but at least the manager is now recognizing that he's dog shit. You know, I would have started El Neni. I don't know why El Neni didn't play. Ceballos, I'm giving him a 5. I think he was also really bad. You know, he doesn't do much with the ball.
Well, 5 is an average score, mate.
Yeah, he was average. He was average. I mean, I think he could have gotten a penalty when he got elbowed in the face. I think we got unlucky. I don't know why the VAR didn't look at that. But anyways, he doesn't do much with the ball either for me. He's not the answer for us. Willock, I love the drive. I love the running. I'm going to give him a 5 as well. Just doesn't have the end product for me. And he belongs in the Europa League. I'm sorry. He belongs in the Europa League. He's not ready for the
What is it with you and young players, man?
No, it's not. You can't say that because I love Martinelli. I love Saka. I love the players that actually show me and give me reason to support and love them.
Yeah, but you're talking about 2 exceptional young players. There are also other
young player, dude. Phil Foden is an exceptional young player.
Yeah, but that's
come on.
Nah, not having that. That's my opinion. He's not good enough.
No, I'm just saying that.
For once,
let him finish.
For once, I agree with African Guna on that. I do. I've kept very quiet because they're kids, and I feel like you got to give kids a chance. But I agree with him 100% on that. They're a bit overrated.
Let him play in the Europa League. I mean, like, he does well there, and that he's supposed to be doing well there because that's his level. He's playing against, other people that are not at the Premier League level, and he needs to build himself and do really well there before he even gets a shout in the Premier League. He needs to be scoring goals and assists. He has been, but he needs to continue doing that before he starts.
Guys, I'm asking a question. Saka is not scoring goals. I don't hear him ever get criticized.
True. But he had 12 assists last season, right? So we can't say anything.
We're in 2020. We're in 2020.
Well,
you can say based on 2020 because last year we judged Abba. He scored about 22 goals last season.
Yeah, I agree.
10 games, and Saka is missing easy chances.
Yeah, I agree. He missed an easy chance today as well. But when you look at the eye test, he brings more to the team for me than Willock.
I have cataracts. I can't see well. I need to see goals. I don't want to.
I agree.
I don't want no eye test. I want goals.
I agree, but I also don't want to be harsh because there shouldn't be an expectation on him to be carrying the team.
No. I want goals. You're on the field. You're playing up front. Put the ball in there. I'm not making an excuse for you. You could be 10 years old. Well, don't play. Go sit at home with mommy. No.
Okay.
Osaka is so young and he's so no.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel like it's a bit harsh, and I think that in 9 out of 10 times.
I don't want to be harsh, but he's not scoring.
Agreed. I'm going to give him a 6. I think that today wasn't one of his best games, but still one of the brightest players on the pitch because he plays with his, with his heart, and you can see he's trying and stuff. And, him and Tierney had some good interplay. I don't know why we're trying to cross the ball in when there's no one in the box. I mean, you have 2 of the best crossers, and there's literally no one in the box. It's appalling. And you're seeing Aubameyang making crosses. It's a joke. Anyways, I'm giving Aubameyang a 2. I mean, as I said in the private comments, when we're talking about working hard and stuff, who do you look at? When I've played football at quite a decent level, when you're looking for impetus, you look at your captain. He needs to be the example. He needs to be the one yelling at the players, saying you need to run harder, work harder. Yes, of course, Arteta needs to do that. But Aubameyang is basically, supposed to be the messenger for Arteta, and he needs to be doing that. I think he's giving me Alexis Sanchez vibes, as I said. He doesn't care. He's too good for this team. He's not getting service. It's been 2 months. He doesn't care anymore, really. I think he's not trying. I think him and Lacazette are pretty much over this team, and you can't really blame him. I mean, look at the shit that he's playing with. I'm giving Willian a 6. He had an assist. He looked bright today. I still think we have much more to see to come from him. I think Holding, I'm going to give a 4. He was garbage. I'm sorry. He's garbage. He's not good enough for Arsenal. In the first 5 minutes when he came on, he got turned, and Gabriel saved his ass and blocked the shot. That would have been a goal. He's just not good enough for me. He's, again, another player for Europa League. And Nelson, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give him a 5. I was really hoping that he would be able to come on and give something, but it was back to the same old Nelson. He can't cross the ball. He can't even get it past the first man, making bad passes. I mean, just average stuff. So, yeah, man, I think our season is pretty much over. I think our season's over. I don't think that in January we're going to sign anyone. It's going to be like this, up, down, up, down. We're going to win some games and we'll go back to losing games. It's going to be the same stuff. And, I think we're not going to fire Arteta. We can't get any other manager. One, we're too stingy. We're not going to pay a top-class manager. And even if we do, they're going to come and ask for money, and we're not going to give them the money, and they're not going to want to come. So we're going to stick in the same cycle. And I think at the end of the season, I think Arsenal fans are going to have to unite and uproar against the owners, because that's the only way I can see change. Apart from that, nothing is going to change.
Yeah,
I say a couple of things. One is I am encouraged by today's performance. I think we'll have an okay season. I think we'll play better when Pepe comes back, and then Nenny and Partey.
I agree.
I think we'll be a better team. I think it's going to be challenging, given some of the. It's a very, very competitive league. I'm not discouraged. The Wolves didn't dominate us today. Leicester didn't dominate us. City didn't dominate us. Liverpool didn't dominate us. The only team that dominated us was Villa, which is kind of interesting given all we have played today. So,
and given that they have the most creative midfield.
About our performance today, when we've competed better than we have in years, frankly. Yeah. And I think this blaming of Arteta. Arteta can only manage what he has. I mean, granted, he did send some people away. He can only manage what you have. And frankly, he's been let down by his forward line. Now, we keep blaming the midfielders. Yes, Xhaka is not the answer. Ceballos is not the answer. But frankly, our forward line have been beyond atrocious. They have been ridiculously bad. And as you said today, when Saka had the ball wide, Willock wide, even William wide, and probably midfielders should probably more get in the box, you couldn't find more than one body in the box apart from Aubameyang, which makes it difficult because Wolves has 4 or 5 people in the box from to do anything. But you needed more people up, making the overlap to help provide much more people in the box so you can have a chance to go at goal. And who was
the few people you saw
to score with a header? Saka had a clear tap in. We had clear chances, which weren't.
Nelson had a chance.
Nelson had a chance, yeah, and all of that happened when they ran into the box, and that came from the younger players. The help from the midfield that you got was non-existent.
Partey's injured for another 3 games. Arteta just said that he's injured for another 3 games. So yeah, forget. I mean, in 3 games.
He won't be back for Spurs.
No, 3 games. He's for another few games. So 3 games. He's not going to be playing. So we're gonna be done. That's 9 points or 6 to 7 points there. We're already title race is already done for us. Not that I was expecting anything, but I mean, it's just realistic that it's pretty much over for us. And when I moved to Arteta out person is when we buy a creative midfielder, and if we see the same negative football, that's when I say I want Arteta out. Till then, I don't blame him. I feel like they should be working in training on how to break down teams and create and stuff. Something that I'm frustrated at is that they must be working on this in training, right? It's quite obvious to everyone. So they should be focusing entire training sessions on trying to shoot and stuff. It takes 58 passes to get a shot on goal. Are you nuts? That's embarrassing. They need to be working on this in training. Questions need to be asked. Why aren't you working on this in training? Why aren't there more people in the box? Why is Aubameyang the one crossing the ball? That's tactics, right?
Okay, so let's cover the Partey news, because everybody, when you said that, it was like dropping a bomb in the forum.
Yeah.
And I think right now we've been going on what little positivity we can have. And with the news with Partey, it's probably deflated a lot of people, including myself. Arteta has quoted saying that after the match, Partey had been suffering with significant injuries, but had done well over the last couple of weeks and made progress, though the club are taking precautions about when he will return. They've had an injury update, and they knew it was significant. And although he's done very well, working hard, and he wants to be available to play, he just needs to be protective with the player, and he's just continuing to leave him out.
The exact quote is, I don't think he will be ready for a few games. And then they asked him, is the injury than first feared? And he said yes.
Yes, that's right,
Yeah.
That's right. And it's a thigh problem.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to lose next game, by the way, because Xhaka is going to play. Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to that.
That's the problem, because with our manager, I don't see any sort of real change coming. It's like one of those, and I heard you say it as well, Apollo. Like when you're a manager, you kind of have your philosophy, you have your style, your style of play, and you got to stick to it. You got to be true to it, because if you keep chopping and changing, you don't actually have one. You got to kind of stick to it. But we're in trouble, boys.
I think we are in trouble.
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble as well. I think we're in trouble.
Tony?
As well. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what you're going to get, and a potential loss.
Tony, you've been quiet. Anything from you, Tony? Oh, you're on mute at the moment, mate.
Patrick Mahomes is putting on a clinic there.
You gotta love it.
He's not even on the same sport.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
Your Tyreek Hill had
like
200 yards in the first quarter.
American football, for those of you who don't know.
Look, guys, I love
He's on. Homeboy's on like 400.
What are you watching?
He's watching the Chiefs. He's watching the
American
Chiefs.
football.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
And that's the show that's on now on the same channel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, look.
I have no clue what's going on. I've just got it on.
Guys, look, it's a tough loss, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. And it's really down to the team where they are because of where they are.
You know what I reckon? I reckon that this team will put it on for Tottenham.
They can't.
Do not.
I said I reckon.
They can't.
I said I reckon.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, because I think crunch time was Leeds and Wolves, because those were winnable games, and Villa to a point. Those were winners.
I'm not watching. I'm not watching the Tottenham game. It's as simple as that. I'm not even watching it. I'm not watching it.
But
I'm bottling it.
I've already told you guys what I would do if we lose against Tottenham. Okay,
I'm switching off my phone. I'm going in. I'm hiding.
Guys, you have to remember that October was supposed to be the month of Halloween. Our worst schedule fixture yet this season. And November was supposed to be a transition of winnable games. We haven't won a single one of them. We haven't beaten Villa. We haven't beaten Leeds. We haven't beaten Wolves. And so we're going back into let's look at our schedule. Let's see who we've got coming up now.
By the way, we were all wrong with our predictions.
Yeah, we talked about that as well.
Yeah, well, I did try and be optimistic.
So, guys, we're probably going to do a show on Wednesday where we're going to talk about the first 10 games and do a summary of what our points were, and it ain't going to be pretty. In fact, I'm wondering whether I should do the show at all. I don't think that's a good idea.
I'll tell you what. Honestly, the way I feel like to just hibernate until the January transfer window. If we can just get our or Siboric, whatever his name is, just get me one decent player who's going to create chances. Just get the spark back in the final third. If we don't get that, honestly, I don't even think I should. I think I should turn off the telly because I know what's coming.
Relegation battle.
We're not going to get relegated.
It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty.
I mean, we're 14th right now, but we will climb back up again. But as I keep saying, we're playing like a second-rate team.
This all started at Leicester. Do you remember when we had Leicester at home and we had that impeccable home record of 1 loss in our last 29 games? And then we had Leicester who came to town. An injury hit Leicester. They had 5 of their main starters out, including Vardy. And I don't know whether you guys remember that game, but if we had won it, we'd have been in 3rd place.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it just completely capitulated. Today, again, if we'd have won it, where would we be? In 7th place. Wolves, who had the same points as us, are now in 6th place.
Disgusting.
We're just not getting there, guys. We're just not getting there. And we have to wait and see what happens. I'm going to have to rethink this first 10 games thing. I might just make that a single video because there's nothing really to talk about. We failed. And we all got our assessments wrong in terms of where the team is.
You need to correct yourself. We didn't fail. Our team failed us.
Yeah, but I mean, we're here to judge the team, and we all put a number forward. I believe yours and Tony's was 20 points. Me and Bertrand's was 18. Ebony, I think, was it 20?
Mine was about 30 because I was being too optimistic.
Yeah, Neo, Miss, how much was yours?
17.
Oh, so you had the lowest. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
No. Because I thought I was going to be accurate. This performance has just been terrible in the last 10 games.
Me and Bertram got the calculator out. We were being generous. We looked at every possible situation where we could pick up wins, pick up draws, where we were going to lose, and I thought 18 points was where the ballpark was. I know there was some confusion with La African Guna and Tony, but they were on the same wavelength. They were 20 points. But man,
and there's me about 30.
20 and we were being quite realistic. I think we weren't being overly optimistic. We were being at least that's so bad. That's so sad.
All right, guys, we've just broken the record for the longest stream going, 3 hours and 52 minutes.
Disgusting.
So we're going to shut it down because we're just trying to bring any kind of positivity we can. Big credit to you guys in the chat. You've stayed with us. We've had up to 90 people watching the stream at one time. We've had, I'm just giving you the final numbers. The amount of Arsenal fans and other fans on the stream today is 804. So I want to thank all 800 of you that have been watching today's stream. Thank you very much. And thank you for supporting the channel as well. We are backing our team. We are supporting our team. We're going to be here through thick and thin, win, lose, or draw. And let's just hope the team picks it up, guys. That's all from me. Any closing words from you guys?
I have two.
Yeah, Apollo is speaking for himself.
I have 2 points to make. The first one is Martinelli. I want to see him in the Europa League this Thursday to prepare to come and play against Tottenham as a sub. And where is Emile Smith-Rowe? Come on. He needs to be the beast because we have no what is that? We have no creativity. He comes on, he makes an assist, and then he's not even in the squad. So he needs to start on Thursday, and we need to include these 2 young kids. And it's disgraceful to say that we're depending on them, but really they're our only hope.
Yeah, because as I said 2 weeks ago, I said to Tony and Bertram, I'm done with this team right now. They're not showing me anything. They're not going to show me anything, and it's time for us to put. We have to sit here on a Thursday evening and watch our team go toe to toe in the first half, and second half these guys are scoring 3-4 goals. And it's not the goals, it's the mindset, it's the mentality, it's the heart. Yeah, that's what it is. We're seeing a transit. Bertrand made a few points today where guys had chances in the box. And who were they? They were the young kids. They had chances in the box. We're not seeing that from the rest of the team. I'm done with that mentality now. Let's put some players in who wants to die for the badge. And that's where I am with this team at the moment. We have a London derby next week. The form guide goes out the window. It's who wants it more. It's who's going to run harder. It's who's going to be made accountable. That's what London derbies are all about. So we're going to see what this team is made of next week. And
Arteta knows full well about the NDL. So he's played in a few, and he's played in a few. He's watched a few and played in a few. So he knows what it's all about. So he needs to get He himself needs to get his A game, and the players need to bring their A game as well.
If we get smashed, it's over for him. If we get smashed in that game, the whole fan base is going to turn within an instant.
I think they've already turned. I've been reading messages on Twitter. I looked on our own forums. I just mentioned that Danny, who's one of our panel members, he's got a post up on our forum right now. You can go to it as soon as we finish the stream. It says, I'm saying it now, Arteta isn't the one. And it's just blowing up.
Who's that, Danny?
Danny, yeah.
P.S. Martinelli was scoring almost every single chance he had in that training video. I don't know if you guys saw that.
We talked about it. We talked about it earlier on. We also mentioned that Balogun.
Stop watching the training
videos. We're very good in training.
I know.
I actually agree with Tony. I've stopped watching training videos because they're just not a true reflection.
Well, I told Tony Cox 2 months ago, I gave him a Bruce Lee analogy where he said, brick, don't hit back. And that's all you need to know about.
Don't hit back.
Yeah, that's an analogy that that's a training analogy right there. You ain't getting nothing out of training except for what it is. So, guys, that's all from me. Any closing words from you guys?
Stay optimistic.
I hope you guys can sleep
well.
Let's
go, Dolphins. Work hard, places in place. Let's go, Dolphins.
Come on, Arsenal ladies.
Nabil, talk to me, Nabil. Talk to me, man.
Boy, I'll tell you what. For me, I said it all. I'm not optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all.
Fair enough.
How can you be if your team doesn't give you any reason to be?
I agree.
When you're looking in the locker, and you just can't see nothing in the locker.
I agree. I'm with you. I am so deflated. I'm smiling and I'm happy right now because my Redskins won. Lewis Hamilton won today. But on the inside, I'm wearing the shirt and I'm dying on the inside. And I'm just trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep the fan base riled up because we got a game. We can't walk into this game next week with our heads down and our tails between our legs.
I have a question. Ozil's been left out of the lineup or whatever. Yeah. Is it resubmitted again in January?
No, it's resubmitted in January, and the first game he can play is in February. He cannot play in January.
Okay, so he could potentially start again in February.
Correct. Yes.
I think
you think he's gonna go from being out of the squad to being a starter? Wow,
no chance.
I can't.
This is what I keep saying. I've said it. This has been my theme. This has been my theme for the whole show. My theme for the whole show is that where we are now, we are just not in the position to be dumping the likes of Torreira, Guendouzi, Ozil. we're just not. We don't have that luxury. You look in the cupboard and you're looking at what else is there, and you're like, God damn.
Yeah,
you want to know.
You raised a great point.
That's why I was telling Yomis, like, who else is he gonna play, man? He looks there's nothing. You're trying to bring on Lacazette, who hasn't scored in the last 10 minutes.
Too much rubbish like Kolasinac and Mustafi and.
Wait, what's Socrates doing? What's Socrates doing? Where is he? Where is this guy?
At the beginning of the show, we put at the beginning of the show we put a forum on there to talk about Nabil's point. We said, would you prefer Torreira, Guendouzi, or Ozil, who have been jettisoned away from this team, or the team that started today? Here, look at the results. 91, and it's on this channel's. You can go there and you can put a vote in for yourself. 91% of fans said Torreira, Guendouzi, and Ozil. Only 9% said what started today. That tells you all you need to know about where the fans' mindset are for the decisions that Arteta and Edu have made with this team. Okay, guys, listen, that's it from us. I'm going to cut it off now because I don't want to hit that 4-hour mark. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. Keep it real, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, man.
See you later.
Try and sleep well.
Peace out, guys.